One.
Show, CBDCane.com.
Welcome to the show. We are back live today.
Attention seniors, have you protected you and your family from financial ruin? You are invited to attend Attorney Barry Siegel's free Living Trust workshop.
Oh, yes.
You and your family are properly protected even if you already have a trust. Learn how to avoid losing an inheritance to predators like divorcing spouses, lawsuits, creditors, government agencies, and the IRS. Learn how to prevent running out of money before you run out of life. Learn how to avoid being forced to spend down your assets. Learn how to avoid nursing home seizure of your assets. This free Living Trust workshop with Attorney Barry Siegel is Thursday, May 26th at 10 a.m. at the South.
Good morning, everyone.
Center in Delray. Seating is limited, so reserve your seat for this free estate planning workshop and call 1-855-FLA-ESTATE. That's 855-352-3782. 855-352-3782.
You're listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, the longest-running radio show in Florida, on the air since 1977. This year celebrating 45 years on the air. Now, Steve Kane with...
Hey guys, welcome. Yes, we are back live. It's Tuesday. We were not live yesterday on Monday. It wasn't planned that way. But we are here live on this Tuesday morning, May 17th, 2022. My name is Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show. It's nice to be back with you live. I was here at the radio station yesterday morning, but there was an incident. But we are back live today. We've got a lot to talk about. I'm going to start talking about, though, some new updates with Twitter and Elon Musk, and then I'll get into Buffalo and everything else that's going on. Because there is a lot to talk about, not only because we were not live yesterday due to unforeseen circumstances, but there's just a big news day, and we're going to talk about a lot of it. There's a new Project Veritas undercover sting video of an engineer at Twitter. And this was made post the Elon Musk move to purchase Twitter. And in this, he talks about the panic that they have and explains how they are commies. He uses the word commies. They're commies. And he's not kidding. I'm going to play you that audio, a clip of it, in just a moment. But the media out there have been floating fake news that Elon Musk is looking for a way to get out of buying Twitter. That is not true. That is actually 100% false. What Elon Musk did... Oh boy, it's hot in here. I got to turn the air conditioning on during the break. It's hot. Oh boy. Well, it's Florida. You get air conditioning is life in Florida, and it is off in the building this morning. I'll turn it on during the break. Anyway, and then it'll cause me to have a sneezing fit, because the air conditioning vent is right over my head. But anyway, what Elon Musk did the other day is he's requested more detailed information from Twitter as to the number of fake account bots that are on Twitter, which I'll explain to you who don't know about such things. But the media are in a panic over Elon Musk buying Twitter. They're threatened by Twitter. They know that Elon Musk's takeover of Twitter will make the mainstream media so much more irrelevant than it already is, okay? And it is in large part due to the bots. And what bots are, for those that don't follow such things, I know most of you know and understand, but not everyone does. Bots are computer-generated fake Twitter accounts that are used for a number of reasons. And these bots are very sophisticated. There are bot farms in China where this happens. And what these fake bots do is a lot of these people that are famous, celebrities, news people, news outlets that have hundreds of thousands or even millions of followers on Twitter, a huge percentage of them are fake accounts following them. They're bots. And this is the blue checkmark class that you're always talking about, people verified by Twitter. And yeah, fake. So a lot of their influence, both celebrities like these Kim Kardashian types and the media, are that they have so many followers. Another thing that bots do, they don't just have a fake account to follow people to artificially inflate their numbers and make them look like they're much more popular than they are. The bots interact. They're computer generated, right? And they're active on active computers. The bots on Twitter can like tweets, retweet things, all kinds of things. They can interact as if they're a real living person. And Elon Musk, when he requested this from Twitter, the panic set in. And Twitter says that only 5% of their users are bots. And it's something a little bit beyond their control. They say it's only about 5% of their active users. I don't believe that at all. I believe the number is closer to 50%. And it may even be greater than 50% of the activity on Twitter is fake through the bots. And what Elon Musk is doing with that is if he can determine what percentage or get a more accurate estimate of what the fake usage is on Twitter through the bots, it means a few things. One, it means the company's worth a lot less money than he's so far buying it for. So he's trying to get some money knocked off. He's not trying to get out of the deal. The other thing is that when he gets in there and exposes what percentage of the platform are bots, it means that Twitter has been defrauding their shareholders, artificially inflating the value of the company, because X is the percentage of the activity on the platform that's fake. So he's not trying to get out of this deal as much as the mainstream media will tell you that he's trying to get out of the deal. They want him out of the deal, but that's not what's going on at all. And that's absolutely amazing. And if he determines a much larger percentage of the activity on Twitter are fake bots, and Twitter knew about this, they would be guilty of committing all kinds of financial crimes. People could go to prison, white-collar prison, but they could go to prison if this is true, for fraud to their investors, to their shareholders. So it's a pretty amazing thing that Elon Musk is doing. So Project Veritas, James O'Keefe saved America once, and he's with the Acorn scandal, and he's done quite a bit to save us. Now, I'm not going to play all the audio. I'm only going to play a clip. It's 48 seconds or so, because the audio quality is not that great, and if I played the whole thing, it would drive you nuts. But I'm going to play the key portions of it. Project Veritas, again, at a restaurant, they have an engineer. Project Veritas must have some of the hottest, most beautiful, sexiest women working for them in these undercover stings, because they always have these female operatives from Project Veritas that you don't see, that are in restaurants with these whistleblowers who are spilling their guts. This guy's a Twitter engineer in a restaurant, and he's spilling his guts to another undercover female operative from Project Veritas.
So do you think there's a difference between Twitter's definition of free speech and Elon's definition of free speech?
Twitter does not free speech. Elon is free speech.
What do your colleagues say about it?
They hate it. Some of my colleagues are like super left. Jobs are at stake. He's a capitalist, and we weren't really operating like capitalists more. We were very socialist. Like, we're all like communists. I basically went to work like 4 hours a week last quarter. That's just how it works in our company. But Twitter is like mental health is everything. Like, if you're not feeling it, you can take a few days off. People take months off. I don't know, the two parties can truly coexist on one platform.
Okay, subtitles to that, but I can't show you subtitles on the radio, so I just played you a key clip. He says, we're all communist as blank. He used the F word. And he went on to talk about the panic that they're in over Elon Musk coming in and buying up the platform. And this is amazing. And during this entire expose, the guy, he assumes, it, that the deal's a done deal. There's no talk from this guy. It's a very long sting video. He doesn't ever question whether or not Elon Musk is going to pick up the platform. He knows it. He accepts it. And he says this that his colleagues have been doing a lot of anxiety eating, so they've been eating. There's been a lot of anxiety going on over there. And he goes into some weird details about the top Twitter staff. He's an engineer, so that's a big deal, about how there's mental health is a big thing with them. He's only been to work like 3 days in the last 3 months. He says people miss months and weeks of work because they just don't feel like going in, and it's allowed. It's a very, very strange, uber, ultra woke establishment over there. And he says we are communist as blank, using the F word. Elon Musk taking over Twitter is the biggest defeat that the left have experienced since Trump came down the escalator. You know, and Elon Musk, when this announcement came out from Elon Musk, I said to you, I said, this is his coming down the escalator moment. He is, in a way, the new Trump, right? He really is. He's got cross-party support. People love him. He's cool. People got a lot of respect for him. And the left are in major, major panic meltdowns because they've been using Twitter to make you think that the left are much more popular than they are and the right is fringe, okay? And they're going to lose all that. You may have noticed there's a lot more activity on Twitter. I've known it. I've noticed it. A lot of people who were blocked and shadow banned say their accounts have been reactivated. Have you seen these? I've seen a lot of people talk about this. I've noticed a lot more interaction myself on Twitter. By the way, you can follow me there at Brian Craig Show on Twitter. And what's going on here is Twitter, they're in a panic about the bot exposure, finding out the true number, the true percentage of the activity that are through these fake computer bots. So they're reactivating accounts that were shadow banned or even blocked. And a lot of conservatives are jumping back on board too because of the Elon Musk thing, so that they can lessen the percentage of the overall usage whenever this data becomes public that are fake bots because of the fraud. This is huge. And I've said this more than once. The left losing Twitter is as big, if not bigger, than them losing the White House. And I know a lot of people don't understand that or agree with that, but I'm telling you it is. All right, we're going to take our first break of the day. It's Tuesday morning. We are back here live. If you're on hold, stand by. Our number toll-free 1-888-GO-CANE-1, 888-465-2631. And on the program today, we are welcoming a brand new sponsor to the Steve Kane Show. We've got some new sponsors joining us here on the Steve Kane Show this week. And the first is CBDCane.com. CBD Kane, you know the name, KANE.com. Go there for incredible deals and savings on the top CBD products on the market. So we are welcoming our brand new sponsor. The Steve Kane Show has partnered with the #1 top CBD company and producer on the market, CBD Pure. And if you go to CBDCane.com, KANE, huge deals on top quality CBD products. We'll be right back. Our first break, really, of the week since we weren't here live yesterday. It's Tuesday, 17 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. Back after this.
What do you need help with right now? Anxiety?
Steve Kane Show.
Stress? Stomach issues? Skin
Hold on.
conditions? Chronic pain?
Steve
or
Kane
something
Show.
else? Have you thought about CBD? The Steve Kane Show has partnered with the top CBD company in the nation that's offering amazing CBD products for you, your loved ones, and your pets. Online at CBDKANE.com. Oils, soft gels, creams, and more. CBDCane.com has exactly what you're looking for. The CBD is available in different degrees of potency, so you can choose the perfect CBD strength for your needs. This is full spectrum CBD, made with organically grown hemp. CBD is known for its healing properties. It's natural, safe, and effective. Visit CBDKANE.com. That's CBDCane.com, the official CBD of the Steve Kane Show. CBDCane.com. Bringing you the finest CBD at great prices.
Dr. Matez here from the Bio
It has
Station West Delray.
THC.
Many of you are familiar with the famous erection injection, an extremely effective treatment for erectile dysfunction made popular right here on the Steve Kane Show. I'm here to tell you that the erection injection is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the extensive array of treatment options now available at the Bio Station West Delray. Our custom compounded products yield combinations and dosages that increase the efficacy of Viagra and Cialis greatly. We also offer treatments that can correct the problem at its source, such as PRP and sound wave pulse therapies that restore your natural function. State-of-the-art testing and the most current treatment options all available in one place, the Bio Station West Delray. If you want to correct your erectile problems once and for all, call us at 561
yeah, I forgot. Thank you. I forgot to turn on the AC. Hold on. I got to play another commercial to do that.
320-8893.
Brian Craig here with a huge announcement from the Thomas Edison of sleep, the inventor of the MyPillow, Mike Lindell. And MyPillow are now offering a BOGO extravaganza on multiple MyPillow items. Right now at MyPillow.com with our promo code KANE, K-A-N-E at checkout. Buy one, get free pricing.
Thank you for reminding me of that.
Giza Elegance MyPillows, the 6-piece MyPillow towel set, and the MyPillow Roll and Go Anywhere MyPillows, and so much more. Just go to MyPillow.com. Click on the radio listener specials. Use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout, or call toll-free 800-716-4879. 800-716-4879.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for www.
All right. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Louisiana.
All right, Louisiana. What's on your mind?
Hey, man. You all right this morning?
I am all right. Thank you. How are you this morning?
I'm good. Hey, I was calling this morning about the Elon Musk with Twitter. To be honest, I don't care if you buy it or don't buy it. That's his money. And I don't care whatever you do with it. What I care about is what happened in Buffalo and what happened in California this weekend. That's what I care about. And I think the hatred in this country really needs to stop, bro.
What? Okay. No, wait. Those are important topics. I was going to get to them later, but since you've brought them up, let's talk about them. What would you like to say about the California and the Buffalo massacres?
I mean, what I would like to say is, like the guy, like both people who did this. That young man is 18 years old. How in the world does he have so much hate in his heart at such a young age for people that he doesn't even know? He doesn't even know. There's people like that looks like me and your daughter. He doesn't even know us. Why? How much hate? Why does he have so much hate in his heart? People he doesn't even know.
Which one are you talking about? You talking about California or Buffalo?
Buffalo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I understand you don't want to talk about the one in California. It doesn't fit the narrative. All right, what happened? Okay, tell me about the California shooting then.
The California shooting, when the Asian guy went in there because he was upset about what's going on about China and other.
Well, no, he's a Chinese man who went and shot up those people because they're Taiwanese, which has a conflict with China. And I've noticed the media have dropped that narrative because that was a hate crime committed on the nationality of those people being Taiwanese. But the one in Buffalo, there's a narrative they want to push there. You ask how could he get so full of hate? I don't know. Maybe much like the subway shooter who went on an online rant about whites, Asians, and Jews, or the Waukesha Parade massacre when an African American man ran over white people. Well, where do you think it comes from?
Because what I think it comes from, because people, they have a preconceived notion about people, and they don't even know the people. I mean, we all in this country trying to do whatever we can to make this country better, trying to survive for our families. And that's what the problem is. We don't even know each other. They're just like, and that's the problem. We don't even know each other. There's people on TV that they listen to every day.
Well, let me tell you something, okay? Now, the Waukesha incident, okay, that's when the African-American guy ran down targeting white people at that, I guess it was a Christmas parade, right? What we do know what motivated him. What motivated him was the left-wing media coverage of the Rittenhouse case, who painted Kyle Rittenhouse as a racist white supremacist, which was absurd. And he was outraged at the verdict, so he went out to kill white people. We know why that one happened. That's why Biden wouldn't go there. Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm talking about right there. And it's like the same thing with the guy in Buffalo. That's because he believes the thing that Tucker Carlson and all of them are saying about the replacement theory stuff.
Oh, really? He wrote about that? You mean he's the shooter in Buffalo has come out and said he did what he did because of Tucker Carlson?
Yeah, he didn't say it's Tucker Carlson. You
know? No. You're telling me this isn't. We're breaking news here, Pete. We're going to go viral. We got breaking news. You're telling me that the Buffalo shooter said that he did this because of Tucker Carlson?
I didn't say that because of Tucker Carlson. I said because people like Tucker Carlson.
People like Tucker Carlson?
And those other people that
Okay, now I want you to slow down. I want to slow down here, okay? I want you to slow down. I was going to get into this later, but I'm glad you brought it up. You said that he did what he did because of people like Tucker Carlson and others talking about replacement theory. Tell me what replacement theory is to you.
Replacement theory is, what I think about replacement theory, y'all think that it like people like him think that we try to replace all the white people in this world, which we don't want to replace anybody. We all in this together.
Okay, slow down. Let me tell you what when you hear the media talk about replacement theory, I'll tell you what they mean. Okay, they mean that having a completely open southern border where hundreds of thousands of Hispanics come across each day. Let me finish, or I'll do this with or without you, okay? I'd rather do it with you, but I don't need you to go through this. When you hear the media talk about Tucker Carlson and others referencing replacement theory, what they mean by that is Tucker Carlson and others believe that one of the reasons that we have a completely open southern border with hundreds of thousands of illegal Hispanics coming into the United States, all the non-stop flow, is to reduce the white majority in the country. They believe that if the country is more Hispanic, that Republicans, because whites won't be as large of a majority, will lose influence. That's what the replacement theory is about. It involves the southern border. So if this guy, this Buffalo shooter, did what he did in Buffalo because of that, why did he target black people and not Hispanic people?
Because that's what he thinks.
No. Replacement theory is about the Hispanics. He drove 3 hours. He didn't drive to a Hispanic neighborhood. He drove to a black neighborhood.
Because he thinks that we are, because they got people, because that's what he thinks.
No. He doesn't think the replacement theory is about the southern border. He would have, if he did this because of Tucker Carlson and Laura Ingraham and replacement theory, he would have targeted a Hispanic place, which are easy to find, not drive 3 hours for blacks.
Because he thinks that's what he thinks. We think because he thinks.
I think you didn't think before you made this call. You don't know what you're talking about. Talking to liberals is like talking to a parrot. A parrot. Did you ever see a parrot that could talk? They don't talk as well as in the movies. Polly want a cracker. Do you know how you teach a parrot to talk? You repeat the same thing over and over and over again, and then they'll mock it. Polly want a cracker. Polly want a cracker. Polly want a cracker. People that own talking birds spend months and years repeating the same nonsense over and over again. Polly want a cracker. Polly want a cracker. You walk by the cage. Polly want a cracker. Try to have a conversation with the bird. You can't, right? All they know is Polly wants a cracker. That's what it's like talking to liberals. They're like parrots, okay? They regurgitate the fake news. There's no thought beyond just the uttering, the sound that they've been hearing in complete repetition, and they don't know what they're talking about. if he would have targeted Hispanics, you could at least have a consistent argument on this. The replacement theory has nothing to do with black people. Okay? Oh, man. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Mike from Louisiana.
Hey, Mike.
Okay, now, this is how big this Twitter thing is with Elon Musk. This is how big this thing is. Everybody knows, or most conservatives know, that the Democrats or the liberals need somebody to set the agenda for what's going to be talked about on the news. At one point, it was the New York Times, the old gray lady, right? If a story didn't appear in the New York Times, it wasn't going to appear on NBC, CBS, ABC, even possibly filtering down to your local news, Now, it recently became Twitter because all these so-called news reporters and personalities were on there, and if they were talking about a certain thing, it was always trending on Twitter, and they would end up talking about it.
Yeah, they're losing when the left lose Twitter, they're going to lose the ability to control the narrative like they've been doing in the last few years, and they're in a panic. Hey, Mike in Louisiana, thanks for the call. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Yes, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Fine. Yeah, this is Tammy. I'm from Pennsylvania.
Yep.
And I was calling about the electoral race in Pennsylvania, and I've changed my mind about Dr. Oz. Now, we have Oz and McCormick, and what I've heard about McCormick, I saw a brief ad where he said that he would support Trump just basically as a cover to get elected. Now, it was like about a week ago, and I don't know who put the ad.
So who are you going to vote for? Who are you voting for in that race today?
I have to vote for Oz.
Why?
Because McCormick, just that little ad that I saw, I'm like.
Oh, you were never wavering. You were never wavering towards Kathy Barnett.
Wavering. I was just, I was like really I really didn't know because there's Barletti and he's not even up there. So Oz was my first thought, and then thinking back about what he had said previously and that, and then,
well, my rule of thumb is do whatever the hell Donald Trump tells me to do. That's what, when it comes to such things, if Donald Trump says vote for someone, I'll vote for them no matter what, because Donald Trump has a big plan here, and yeah.
Yeah, and Doug Mastriani, I was already supporting him before Donald Trump even did, because I had seen him. I wasn't at Hagerstown, Maryland, to Tucker's rally. I was keeping an eye on it, and he went out there to speak to the people at Tucker's rally, the People's Rally it's called, out in Hagerstown, Pennsylvania, and he went out there to speak to the people. So I heard everything. He had a lot to say, and I really liked him. So I was like, that's the guy I'm going to vote for. And Oz, I was like, I was leery of it, just like you were like wondering, how did this Oz come up outside of, like everyone else. But I made my mind up, and I just thought you'd be happy to know that.
Well, that's good. I mean, I want, this Pennsylvania primary. Now, I was going to wait to get to this till Steve joined us later because I was talking on the phone. But that's no, it's cool. We can bring it up again. Steve and I were talking on the phone last night, and I asked him what he thought, who was going to win. He said Dr. Oz. He said it's a three-way race, right? Oz, McCormick, and Barnett. He says the anti-Trump Republicans are split between Barnett and McCormick, and the Trump people are going to vote Oz. So he's predicting a pretty solid victory for Dr. Oz, that they've split the anti-Trump vote. That was Steve's theory, not mine. I thought it was some pretty spot-on analysis.
And Mastriani he's leading now as well. So
yeah.
And I think Trump did endorse him, correct?
I believe so. I can't swear to that, but I believe so. Yeah.
I think he said that. I'm not sure.
Well, and another, yesterday, Kathy Barnett said something that I think should be the end of her Republican campaign. She said that if she loses, she will not back the other Republicans. So whatever Republican wins, if it's not her, she won't support them, which is unheard of. And what that President Trump came out last week. He did not have to do this, and he released a statement about Kathy Barnett. He says, this is what President Trump said in his statement. He said he endorsed Dr. Oz. He doesn't think Kathy Barnett could win a statewide race against the Democrat. He said, but if she wins, I will back her. And that was last week. And then she said she's not going to back the winner if it's not her. That means you can't trust her, if she were to get in the Senate, to stick with the MAGA wing of the Senate.
It's funny how she came out so quickly, and it seems like everyone's been...
I think she's a Democrat operative. Now, again, she may not know it. She might be a useful idiot of the Democrats, okay? She may be, but she's a Democrat plant to try to mess things up. I was watching a graphic. They had a graphic with her, Oz, and McCormick on TV, and underneath her name, they described her as Super MAGA. She's doing it a little bit too hard and fast for me. She's Super MAGA. If she was Super MAGA, she would say that she would support President Trump's choice if she lost, which would be Dr. Oz. That doesn't sound like Super MAGA to me.
No, it sounds like she's just trying to say all the right things right now. I don't know. Like I said, I don't trust her. And that's my gut feel.
No, okay. Well, you're a Pennsylvania voter. Have you voted yet? Are you voting today?
Yes, not yet. Soon.
Okay, lucky you. Okay, take care. Take care. All right, if you're on hold, stand by. We're going to take our break. We are back here live on this Tuesday morning. Yesterday, we were not live, but today we are live. My name's Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. We'll be right back.
Seniors and those who care about them. How would you like to have instant access to a Medicare advocate at the touch of a button? You can for less than $1 a day with I Will Advocates. I Will Advocates will assist you with doctor appointment scheduling, pharmacy issues, billing problems, plan benefits, Medicare applications. They'll even help when you're in the hospital. I Will Advocate clients are family, and they go to bat for their family when you need them the most. Let them be your golden guardians. Contact I Will Advocates right now online at iwilladvocates.com or call them directly 954-345-1214. No matter where you're located throughout the state of Florida or nationwide, 954-345-1214. 954-345-1214.
Dr. Matez here from the Biostation West Delray. Many of you are familiar with the famous erection injection, an extremely effective treatment for erectile dysfunction made popular right here on the Steve Kane Show. I'm here to tell you that the erection injection is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the extensive array of treatment options now available at the Biostation West Delray. Our custom compounded products yield combinations and dosages that increase the efficacy of Viagra and Cialis greatly. We also offer treatments that can correct the problem at its source, such as PRP and sound wave pulse therapies that restore your natural function. State-of-the-art testing and the most current treatment options all available in one place, the Biostation West Delray. If you want to correct your erectile problems once and for all, call us at 561-320-8893. That's 561-320-8893.
Attention seniors, have you protected you and your family from financial ruin? You are invited to attend Attorney Barry Siegel's free Medicaid Planning Workshop. Make sure you and your family are properly protected from financial ruin.
Now, this is that MAGA hat I wear all the time. When you ever see me vlogging around, this is the MAGA hat I wear all over the place. This hat's in my car most of the time, so I don't forget it.
Pay for your nursing home and home care expenses, and much more. This free workshop with Attorney Barry Siegel is Thursday, May 26th at 2 p.m. at the South County Civic Center in Delray.
I love all these people that are opinionated. Take a picture. The people, I'm wearing a MAGA hat. Sometimes if I wear a MAGA hat, I typically don't wear a MAGA shirt. But the people that are criticizing me for not wearing a MAGA shirt, just the MAGA hat, let me see what you're wearing right now. Right? Let's see what you're wearing. These people. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We are back live on this Tuesday morning. Our number toll-free 1-888-GO-CANE-1. Oh man, I tell you, people in our YouTube live chat room are insane. You know, I'm wearing my favorite Make America Great Again hat. I have so many Trump and MAGA hats. I've got on the, I have a studio at home where I podcast from and where I do my weekend YouTube live streams. And on the back of the door in my studio, I have a hat rack on the door. It has so many Trump and MAGA hats on it, you know. I could wear a different MAGA hat every day for maybe 10 days without wearing the same one twice. But the one I'm wearing now is the one I most often wear when I'm out and about. This is my favorite one. It's my favorite MAGA hat that I have for two reasons. One, it's the red Make America Great Again hat, but it has Make America Great Again on it as big as you can with the text and fit on a ball cap, right? So people see this a mile away, which I love. And this is also the MAGA hat that President Trump has seen with his own eyes in person on about a half a dozen occasions. So this is my favorite MAGA hat of all that I own and the one I most typically wear. But I switch between wearing MAGA t-shirts and my MAGA hats, and I do not usually wear, if I'm wearing a MAGA hat, I typically don't have a MAGA t-shirt on, because I think that's overkill a little bit. And today I thought I would look nice. You know, today I did something in the morning I've not done in months. You know what I did? I shaved. Yeah, I don't shave, like clean shaven. I got out the razor blade with shaving cream and everything, and I put on a nice shirt, and I wear my Make America Great Again hat. And there's some fake MAGA trolls in the chat room that are accusing me of not being a Trump supporter because I'm not wearing a Trump shirt today. I'm wearing a Trump hat. These people. You gotta be careful. There's a lot of fake MAGA out there claiming all kinds of things. But that's just ridiculous. Our number, toll-free 1-888-GO-CANE-1. 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call from anywhere. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Ryan. How are you doing today, sir?
All right. Where are you calling from, Ryan?
I'm actually out of Washington.
Washington State or Washington, D.C.?
State.
Okay. What's up?
I just had a quick question for you. I just heard that Trump possibly will have his own network. Do you have any... Or have you heard about this, or what?
I read a story yesterday that didn't have a lot of detail, that President Trump was... There were some job listings that someone found online. It looked like President Trump was hiring technical people to work behind the scenes at some type of Trump network, like a Newsmax kind of thing or One American News kind of thing. Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, sure.
Hopefully he can compete with Fox and CNN and everybody else. So I'm really excited for it. That's why I wanted to call.
Okay, all right. Appreciate the call from Washington State. Angry Pasta, $5 super chat. Please thank Angry Pasta. Thank you for that. Yeah, that would be wonderful. That would be wonderful. Before I forget, I brought in today. I got the BOGO extravaganza is going on at mypillow.com with the promo code Kane at checkout, KANE. There are over a dozen items that are buy one, get one free, including the MyPillow 100% Giza Cotton Dream Sheets. And my wife and I, because they're BOGO, we bought two new sets. We bought a blue pair, you don't buy a pair, you buy a set. We bought a blue set of MyPillow Giza Dream Sheets and a white set of MyPillow 100% Giza Cotton Dream Sheets. And I brought in today so I could show everyone on YouTube this great package they come in, and we now have 4 sets of the MyPillow 100% Giza Cotton Dream Sheets, and they are buy one get one free with our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. This is just an incredible time, and you can really load up on these things. If you've been hesitant in the past or you haven't loaded up on all the MyPillow products, during the BOGO extravaganza is your time to do it. Many of their top, most popular items are buy one, get one free. There's a whole bunch of other deals too. And the MyPillow 100% Giza Cotton Dream Sheets, they're wonderful. And they're perfect. No matter what the temperature is, outside or in your room, you are the perfect temperature with the MyPillow 100% Giza Cotton Dream Sheets. They are buy one set, get a second set free. And remember, during this BOGO extravaganza, when you buy your MyPillow sheets, it's buy one, get one free, you can mix and match those sheets. You don't have to get both sets the same size or color. My wife and I, we have a queen, so we got 2 queen sets, but you could get a king and a queen and a twin. You can get both the same if you want, and you can mix and match the colors on this one. The set I brought in today is the white set, but the blue set, we got 2 different colors, so you can mix and match any way you want. Make sure you use the promo code Kane at checkout, and also the MyPillow My Slippers are 50% off. That is a great gift for Father's Day, which is coming up in a few short weeks. There is not a dad out there that would not love a pair of MyPillow My Slippers. I have these as well. 50% off with the promo code Kane, Kane. All styles and colors are currently in. And if your dad or your husband is a MAGA guy, he'll have bragging rights with the MyPillow My Slippers, which are good for all day wear no matter where you go. So go to mypillow.com, use the promo code Kane at checkout, Kane, for that incredible deal on that. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879, 1-800-716-4879. So the media are going to continue to try to blame Fox News, and particularly Tucker Carlson, for the Buffalo shooting. You know, in his manifesto, he said he is not a conservative, okay? But they're going to paint him as that. You know, obviously the guy is a mental patient, and I don't say that lightly, okay? People that commit massacres are mental patients. Sometimes when people do evil things, there's not a logical explanation to it, but the media want to frame narratives to try to help themselves. We're moving into an election. This is an election year. The Democrats are getting creamed. Biden, it was reported yesterday that Biden informed his staff, which I don't believe that story. He doesn't inform anyone of anything, you know. But the story was Biden informed his staff to get into campaign mode. And playing the race card with this shooting is an example to do it. That's why Biden's going to travel to Buffalo. Okay, this is campaign mode we're seeing, the race card. And as I said to the caller before the bottom of the hour break, replacement theory involves the southern border, which is the Hispanics coming across. If he did this because he supported the replacement theory narrative that's been talked about by some, he would have targeted Hispanics, not blacks, okay? So don't let it, so when your friends start to bring up that, point that fact out to them, all right? Our number, toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Thomas from Boca. Good morning.
Hey, Thomas.
Yeah. Every network actually led the story on this Buffalo shooting as he targeted black. That's all they kept saying. They kept pushing that in their narrative.
Well, he did. That part is true. He did drive there 3 hours because he was targeting African Americans. That part is true.
Well, we know that, but the other guy drove hours, and the subway guy, he drove all over the place, and he targeted certain groups, but they never brought that out because it didn't. And they didn't stress the fact that he happened to be black. He's still a whack job, no matter.
Well, the same goes for the lunatic at the Wisconsin Christmas parade, targeted white people after the Rittenhouse verdict, right?
This all has to go down to the media. They're trying to play the race card. I guess that has ratings, just like the whole summer of 2020 when everything was racially motivated. Even though half these people were thugs that were, no one deserves to die, but they were thugs. And just like the series Cops on TV, they took it off the air because it didn't fit their narrative, because many white people were arrested on there. And
look at remember when the Bernie Sanders campaign worker when he shot Steve Scalise, he was trying to assassinate the entire Republican congressional baseball team at practice. And while Steve Scalise was still in surgery, within an hour or two, Bernie Sanders was on the floor of the Senate denouncing it. This is not about me, and the media accepted that. Well, this is a lone lunatic. This has nothing to do with Senator Sanders. Yet this thing in Buffalo, they're assigning blame to all conservatives for this, which is stupid.
Well, just remember also, New York has some of the strictest gun laws in the nation. So they're also tying gun control to it.
Well, in his manifesto, he was in favor of gun control. He talked about he supports gun control. It was in his manifesto. He thought gun control was a means to cause more mayhem in the country, and I don't think it's an accident that he went to a place in New York with strict gun control laws, not a place in Florida where everyone has a gun.
Carry, right, and they could. It's happened in that church where thank God there was people in that church that was a few years or so ago, where the parishioners had guns, so that's how they were able to stop it before it got further.
That's right.
I think that the media, we somehow have to turn this around, and Twitter's not our answer, but something else has to be done as far as conservative networks that actually just tell it the way it is and stop bringing this race stuff up.
Well, it's what Rush Limbaugh used to talk about this all the time. The left have that old playbook, that old worn-out playbook, and they use every play, the same plays over and over again. And the first most commonly used play of the Democrats is the race card, and that's what they're trying to do here.
Well, that was brought in even into the Dr. Oz primary, that Barrett, whatever she said, if you heard that they have her on tape saying that if the person doesn't want to take my palm card, call him a racist, because it got her picture on there. I mean, that's her way of using racism to try to shock people into voting for her.
Most of the time with I've talked about this before. Before the shooting, and I didn't know it, I encountered Nicholas Cruz at Wawa, the gas station convenience store. You've seen? Okay, yeah. Have you seen Nicholas Cruz in person?
Yes, I have.
Okay, and I talked about this. This obviously was before the shooting. He was waiting to have his sub sandwich made at Wawa, and I walked by him going from the coffee station, and he scared the hell out of me. And he's a little short guy, and he looked at me and scared in fact, he was so frightening to me. When I went out to the gas station, we didn't interact. He just looked at me, right? When I went out to my car at the gas pump, I was looking behind me. I didn't know who he was or anything. He was insane. He's crazy. That doesn't mean he didn't know what he was doing was wrong. That's why he tried to escape. These shooters, like the Buffalo guy, the subway shooter, they're lunatics. They're mental patients, and to try to come up with logical rhyme and reason to it, it's impossible. You're dealing with insane people.
Well, Nicholas Cruz, I think, is a failure on liberals that they want to, hide things. I mean, there was a lot of opportunities there. That's why they won't have a trial.
That's right.
But they accept this. That could have sent a flag, but they don't want those things to get out.
Correct.
That's why they're trying to push this thing through, is what I believe, and I guess you're on the same page with that. I mean, we should know what the failures are by hiding kids' records and stuff. The same thing like in New York with this no.
But when you're dealing with people that murder in situations like this, I'm not talking about most murders happen every day. Most of them are about sex and money, right? Like these cops that recently shot their wives. The one cop, his wife was having an affair. He followed her, shot the wife, shot the guy she was having the affair with, and shot himself. Most murders are based on sex. Some are based on money, like robberies, drug deals gone bad, but and those are passion killings or a situational thing. But when you're dealing with mass shooters, what mass shooter has ever come out to be anything but insane?
Right, but then you remember they allow these people, and that's what I come to with licensing. These guys, they don't even let them check their backgrounds for mental because they block all that stuff, but they are insane. There are the signs out there. Nicholas Cruz was able to buy a gun because there was nothing. They can't have his public records out there that he had been Baker acted so many times.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, listen, appreciate the call. Thanks so much. Now, listen, we're going to take a quick break and be back. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. Don't go anywhere.
Hello, this is Mike at Friendly Tire. I've been in business 30 years at the same location and offering great deals on new and used tires. I have many suppliers. Whatever car or truck you have, I can get you incredible deals on any tire. I also do tire repairs at very low prices. Give me a call. My number is 954-977-9445. I will give you a price over the phone on new and used tires. Again, my number is 954-977-9445. Thank you.
Brian Craig here with a huge announcement from the Thomas Edison of sleep, the inventor of the My Pillow, Mike Lindell. And My Pillow are now offering a BOGO extravaganza on multiple My Pillow items. Right now at MyPillow.com with our promo code Kane, K-A-N-E at checkout, buy one, get free pricing on My Pillow bed sheets, Giza Elegance My Pillows, the 6-piece My Pillow towel set, and the My Pillow Roll and Go Anywhere My Pillows, and so much more. Just go to MyPillow.com. Click on the radio listener specials. Use the promo code Kane, K-A-N-E, at checkout or call toll-free 800-716-4879. 800-716-4879.
Hi, this is Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. If you call or text me on my cell phone, I will analyze your home and your FPL bill over the phone, and I can quote you on insulation, ducts, and radiant barrier. Call me now, and I'll show you how to save up to 30 to 40% on your electric bill this month and for every month from here till eternity. 954-939-1500. That's 954-939-1500. Call now, get up to 50% off, and receive an additional $500 on over 2,000 square feet of radiant barrier, an additional $1,000 off on 4,000 square feet of radiant barrier. Call or text me now, 954-939-1500. That's 954-939-1500. Or you can find me on the web at cutmykilowatts.com.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for www.
All right, we're back. 5 before 7. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. Looking out over the beach, the sun is up. It is a beautiful day in sunny South Florida. Oh man, our number toll free 1-888-GO-KANE1. I saw today Biden, Daily Mail, Biden secretly approved plan to send troops back to Somalia, which of course President Trump withdrew them. You know, you notice what's going on here. Truman, beware the military-industrial complex. I mean Eisenhower, not Truman. Ugh, sorry guys. Eisenhower, beware the military-industrial complex. I misspoke. I'm getting like Biden. President Trump is the first president since the end of the Second World War to not start a new conflict of any kind. That's amazing, isn't it? He ended them. Why would we have one soldier in Somalia? Why? Not to mention the secret plan. You notice Biden, he's getting all these wars started, right? Got this new Cold War with Russia. We have operators in Ukraine. Why do you think the Ukrainians are doing so well against Russia? I read a story yesterday that said Russia has lost 20% of their forces. Can that be true? Because there's money, there's donor money in war. That's why there is donor money in war. And everything left behind in Afghanistan, eventually we're going to be back in Afghanistan too. There's going to come a point where the Democrats, the military-industrial, they'll force them, well, we got to go back in Afghanistan. They're getting out of control. Because why? We left them a huge army and with massive air strength with the latest technology, with the Apaches. And we're eventually going to have to go back in there too. Why would we be concerned about what goes on in Somalia? Somalia is a anarchy. We've had soldiers there for how long over the years? Since the Clinton era. And what have any of them done? Nothing. Yeah, there's before, if you ever go back and watch Eisenhower's speech, the famous speech where he says, beware the military-industrial complex. It's Eisenhower's farewell speech on the eve of the inauguration of President Kennedy, is at the end of his second term. And it's a very interesting, I'm not into speeches too much unless President Trump's giving it, but a few weeks back I went and watched the entire speech because it's referenced so much. So I wanted to hear the whole thing, and it's not very long, and at the time it didn't get a lot of play because no one cares about the outgoing president's farewell speech. But Eisenhower, he talked in a lot of detail. He said prior to the Second World War, we didn't have really a military industry. If a war came along, a factory would become a factory that made weapons. But he said because of the new era of technology, after the Second World War, the jet age, the nuclear age, etc., for the first time, really in the late 40s and in the 50s and 60s, he said for the first time, we have an entire area of the economy that is based in peacetime on war. And that's why he talked about beware the military-industrial complex and their donors, big donors. That's why they're pouring so much money and effort into Ukraine. Well, one of the reasons. They got all their Build Back Better crap in all these Ukraine relief bills too. But that's what's going on here, people, and everyone knows it, and that's why they're losing. The American people today are the most informed they have ever been. The American people have never been as informed as they are today about everything that is going on in our society. And they're going to even be better informed once Elon Musk finally takes over Twitter. All right, I'm going to take our break for the top of the hour, come back, and jump into some new topics because there's a lot going on, but you are all welcome to call in about anything I've brought up so far. Our number is toll-free 1-888-GO-CANE1. We are back live today, 1-888-465-2631. We were not live yesterday. We are live today. We'll take our break at 7 a.m. Back after this. Don't go anywhere.
You're listening to WWNN Pompano Beach, 1470 AM, 95.3 in Boca, 96.9 in Lauderhill, the talk of South Florida.
Brian Craig here with a huge announcement from the Thomas Edison of sleep, the inventor of the My Pillow, Mike Lindell. And My Pillow are now offering a BOGO extravaganza on multiple My Pillow items. Right now at MyPillow.com with our promo code KANE, K-A-N-E at checkout, buy one, get free pricing on My Pillow bed sheets, Giza Elegance My Pillows, the 6-piece My Pillow towel set, and the My Pillow Roll and Go Anywhere My Pillows, and so much more. Just go to MyPillow.com. Click on the radio listener specials. Use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout or call toll-free 800-716-4879. 800-716-4879. The BOGO Extravaganza at MyPillow.com with the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout. And with each purchase for free, you will get a copy of Mike Lindell's autobiography. Call 800-716-4879, 800-716-4879, or go to the radio listener special page at MyPillow.com and use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E.
Hi, Tom Laporta here from Laporta Contracting, Roofing and Building Restoration. We survived the 2021 hurricane season. Now it's time to get your building envelope ready for the next season. Laporta Contracting installs all types of roofs, from asphalt, clay and concrete, standing metal seam, flat roofs, and slate tile systems. Our building restoration offers complete envelope protection to include siding, stucco, concrete restoration, impact windows and doors, weatherproofing, and painting. Laporta Contracting serves single-family, multifamily, HOAs, and commercial properties. Call Laporta Contracting today for a free evaluation and estimate, and go to our website to see our team and past customer videos at LaportaContracting.com. Our number is 954-604-4602. That number again is 954-604-4602. And thanks for listening to The Steve Kane Show.
Attention seniors, have you protected you and your family from financial ruin? You are invited to attend attorney Barry Siegel's free Medicaid Planning Workshop. Make sure you and your family are properly protected from financial ruin. Learn how planning ahead can protect you from running out of money before you run out of life. Learn how to avoid being forced to spend down your assets. Learn how to avoid nursing home seizure of your assets. Learn how Medicaid can pay for your nursing home and home care expenses, and much more. This free workshop with Attorney Barry Siegel is Thursday, May 26th at 2 p.m. at the South County Civic Center in Delray. Seating is limited, so reserve your seat for this free estate planning workshop. Call 1-855-FLA-ESTATE. That's 855-352-3782. 855-352-3782.
You're listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, the longest running radio show in Florida, on the air since 1977. This year celebrating 45 years on the air. Now, Steve Kane.
All right, we are back live today. The second hour has begun. It is Tuesday, May 17th. I am Brian Craig. It is the Steve Kane Radio Show. That's right, Florida's longest running radio show on the air, 45 years this year. We were not here yesterday, and it was not planned that way. I got to the radio station at about 5:45 a.m. yesterday, and there was an incident here at the radio station. And the incident resulted in us not broadcasting live yesterday, but running a best of show, which was Friday's show that ran all weekend long. But that's how emergent things were here. I can't tell you what happened. I'd like to tell you. I don't know if I ever will be able to tell you. But it is there was something happened, and that's all I can tell you right now. I know it's a Mystery Monday. That's what it'll have to be, a mystery to all of you. Maybe one day we'll be able to tell what happened, but I cannot give you more specific intel than what I just shared with you. I wish I could, and I very much wanted to be on the air live yesterday. I was here, and because of the thing that had happened, we could not broadcast live yesterday, and there was I will tell you there were raised voices. I'll tell you that much, very much so, and other things. But that's all I can share. I know people are wondering, and I know I don't try to tease or leave anything out, but it's obvious there was something wrong and something happened, and I got to tell you something, but that's all I can tell you guys. That's the way it is. All right. Welcome back, everyone. Hour number 2 has begun. So we've got this new White House press spokesperson who thinks everything's racist. I mean, if you ever see her on the shows, Trump's racist, Fox is racist, everything's racist to her. And I find it very interesting. Well, let me play her introduction, okay? She introduced herself. Let me share this. This is Jean-Pierre Jen Psaki's replacement as White House press spokesperson.
I am obviously acutely aware that my presence at this podium represents a few firsts. I am a black, gay, immigrant woman, the first of all 3 of those to hold this position.
Oh boy, she's the first black, gay, immigrant woman. I'll play the rest. But she's also very full of herself. She views herself, she's a White House spokesperson. Go and revert. You know, White House spokespeople are very high profile. They're in the news every minute of every day. Go back. How far back can you go without thinking too hard and Googling press secretaries? They're a big deal while they're press secretary, and then they fade away. After George Stephanopoulos, who was Bill Clinton's press secretary, she was very high profile, and what happened to her? Press secretaries are only important while they have that job. They are mostly forgotten. But Jean-Pierre believes that she's a historical figure for the history. I've made history. She thinks she's the Neil Armstrong of White House press secretaries. What must it be like to work around someone who thinks they are a historical figure? What an arrogant woman. But she's not done. Let's listen to the rest.
I am obviously acutely aware that my presence at this podium represents a few firsts. I am a black, gay, immigrant woman, the first of all three of those to hold this position. I would not be here today if...
Wait a minute, there's been gay women that have had that position? I don't remember any gays having that position. Is she outing people? Have there been other gay press secretaries we haven't known about?
I am a black, gay, immigrant woman, the first of all three of those to hold this position. I would not be here today if it were not for generations of barrier-breaking people before me. I stand on their shoulders. If it were not for generations of barrier-breaking people before me, I would not be here. But I benefit from their sacrifices. I have learned from their excellence, and I am forever grateful to them. Representation does matter. You hear us say this often in this administration, and no one understands this better than President Biden.
Okay. President Biden, who's a segregationist, who was brought up through the ranks by segregationists, she thinks she's Rosa Parks. I'm the Rosa Parks of press secretaries. I'm the first black gay immigrant to do this. Wow. You know, one thing about being in a... why did it take so long for the Democrats to do this? By the way, if they're so tolerant and about diversity and this. You know, it was when Barack Obama, I didn't vote for Obama either time, okay? And I don't support anything about Obama. But you have to acknowledge, you know, he is the first black person, Barack Obama, not just to be president of the United States. Barack Obama was the first black person to be elected the leader of a major nation. A lot of third world countries have had black leaders, of course, but he's the first black leader of a major nation. And I remember on election night when he came out as president-elect, it really wasn't a big deal. You would think it would have been, right? So why wasn't it a big deal? You know why it wasn't a big deal? Because it was a natural progression of things. We reached this. As much as the Democrats try to bring us back in, we are in a post-racial situation in this country. They're trying to make everything racial and get the racial divide going. But when the first black man was elected president of the United States, it was just a natural progression of the civil rights movement that Joe Biden was against. It just happened, and it was like, okay, you know. And I remember Obama was even annoyed by this. Inauguration week, he was doing a lot of interviews, and they always asked him the same question. What is it like for you to move into the house that slaves built? That's how they described the White House then, you know. And I remember George Stephanopoulos, that jerk, you know, the Tyrion Lannister of ABC News, if you get that reference. George Stephanopoulos was interviewing Obama, and he says, what is it like for you? And he says it's slow with pauses, you know, even though it was the 10,000th time Obama had been asked. President-elect Obama, what do you say to the historical significance of you and your family moving into the house that slaves built? And I remember that interview. Obama was even annoyed by being asked it again. He's like, oh, really, again? How original. Tyrion Lannister, George Stephanopoulos, you know. And with Jean-Pierre, whatever her last name is, it's no big deal. No one cares that you're black, gay, or a woman. If this were the 60s, 70s, it'd be a big deal, okay? But it's not. You're not Rosa Parks. You're not Rosa Parks, while that was a set-up publicity stunt by the NAACP, she was risking something. You know, there was no social media, there was no Twitter, and that Democrat bus driver, that's right, called the police. The Democrat bus driver called the police, and Rosa Parks was arrested by Democrat police officers. There had been several other people, including 2 women in Tallahassee, Florida, who prior to Rosa Parks' incident had done what Rosa Parks did, but they didn't get the news coverage that Rosa Parks did. You know, people that like Rosa Parks, who, by the way, Rosa Parks, when that happened, she was a Republican. Don't forget that. When she was arrested, Rosa Parks was a Republican arrested by Democrats. Rosa Parks was risking something. You know what she was risking? Her life. That bus driver and those racist Democrat cops could have lynched Rosa Parks. She was risking something. Jean-Pierre isn't risking anything. It's no big deal. No one cares that you're black, gay, and a woman. And, you know, Jean-Pierre, she's an immigrant. Well, I don't know where she's from. Liberal land. Okay? I don't know what country she's from, nor do I care. But you watch, everything is racist to her. If this, Jean-Pierre, if this nation is so racist, why did you immigrate here? Where is she from originally? You know, if the country is racist like she says it is, okay, as a black woman, that would be like a Jew immigrating to Iran. Makes no sense. All right, our number 1-888-GO-CANE-1. Oh boy.
Acutely aware that my presence at this podium represents a few firsts. I am a black, gay, immigrant woman, the first of all three of those to hold this position. I would not be here today if it were not for generations of barrier-breaking people before me. I stand on their shoulders. If it were not for generations of barrier-breaking people before me, I would not be here.
Oh, yes. Oh. All right, let's go to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm renaming myself Trigger Man because I trigger you every time. So it's Trigger Man from Coral Springs.
In your fantasies. No, nicknames are given to callers by Steve and myself, not the callers. But go ahead, Al from Coral Springs.
All right. Hopefully, I don't trigger you.
And we don't use such language that has other. Just what'd you call about?
Okay. Here we go. Louisiana calls you every morning, and it seems that she really tries to have, you know, a heartfelt conversation with you. But you're stuck in like the 1940s, and you know we can all agree that there are many African Americans in this country that do horrific things on a daily basis with the gang violence, with the drug violence, with the murder. You don't have to click very far on YouTube to see how bad the African American violence is in this country. But it's no excuse to, you know, to deny that there's racism here, Brian. You know, this shooter that's 18 years old, he admitted to the media, he admitted to it.
No one's denying, slow down. No one is denying that the Buffalo shooter was a racist. Of course, no, we're not. That's what you want to frame it as. No, of course not. He drove 3 hours to shoot black people.
Let me finish. Here's how you're trying to marginalize it. The Tiki Torch toters in the...
All right, why did he do it? Why did he do it? Now, get to your point. Why did the Buffalo shooter do it in your narrative?
Listen, Brian, calm down. You brought up the border. The Tiki Torch toters in Virginia who were chanting, "Jews will not replace us."
Yeah, and they were exposed as Democrat activists, leftists. They were, the Tiki Torchers were not conservative. They were exposed on Twitter. This is the deal with, like I told the other liberal caller, I will do this with you on the phone or not. Okay, when I click off your call, I'm still on the radio. You're not. So do you want to be a part of the conversation? All right, then I'm going to let you go make the point. Okay, this is what I said to the caller in the first hour. No one is denying that this was a racially motivated attack, of course. What the left are doing, and I'm going to play you some audio in just a bit after the next break, are saying is that they did this because of Tucker Carlson, Laura Ingraham, and other Fox News personalities that talk about replacement theory. The idea of replacement theory is that many conservatives believe that the open border on our southern border is to lessen the white majority in this country. Democrats believe, this is what replacement theory. Replacement theory says that the Democrats have a plan to reduce the white majority that they believe is stopping them from having total power in this country by bringing in by the hundreds of thousands and millions over a period of time as many illegal immigrants through our southern border. They're telling us that the Buffalo shooter did this because of his support of Tucker Carlson's replacement theory. If that is true, why did he target blacks and not Hispanics? If his issue was the replacement theory, which is the southern border issue, he would have driven 3 hours to a Hispanic neighborhood, not a black neighborhood. Do you understand? Their narrative makes no sense. Callers on hold, stand by. We're going to take our first break of the second hour of the program. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show. Back after this.
You suffer from neuropathy? Maybe you do and you don't even know it. Do you have numbness, pain, burning, or tingling in your hands and feet? Muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching? Are you not sleeping? Does it feel like pins and needles in your hands and feet? Maybe you have no feeling at all. The symptoms?
Good morning. If you're new here, please subscribe, and everyone like the video if you don't mind. That helps a lot. I mean, this, obviously the guy's a racist. He said in his manifesto. What they're trying to say is that he's a Fox News, Tucker Carlson, MAGA Republican. And that is absurd. By the way, you can call wherever you're at, toll free, 1-888-GO-KANE, 1-888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call. And if you disagree with anything I'm saying, you're also welcome to call. I'll gladly talk to you. And I was watching all the pundits yesterday. None of them pointed out what I was just pointing out about replacement theory involves Hispanics, not blacks. Fox News isn't covering the story too much because they're being blamed for it, so they're trying to distance themselves from it.
30 years at the same location and offering great deals on new and used tires. I have many suppliers. Whatever car or truck you have, I can get you incredible deals.
Oh, man.
I also do tire repairs at very low prices. Give me a call.
Logic. There's no logic from the left.
977-9445. I will give you a price over the phone on new and used tires. Again, my number is 954-977-9445. Thank you.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
Oh, man. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. It's Andrea.
Oh, hey, Andrea.
So, just a couple of things. I guess that the Buffalo shooter, it was racially motivated, but the thing that seems really kind of odd to me is the fact that the day before, he went out for coffee in a very lengthy conversation with a black man. So that seems a little bit weird to me, and it also wouldn't surprise me at all. Of course, they would never put that out there. If he had some ties to maybe something like Antifa, who has military training in the Middle East, like that's where the...
No, I don't know. This is my guess. He's insane. He's a lunatic. Okay, he's a mental patient. I mean, that's your explanation. I mean, there's not much more to say than that. They're trying to put in this because they're losing in the polls big time as we're approaching the midterm election season. They're playing the race card to try to win back some support. So they're trying to put together this false narrative that he's they want Tucker Carlson gone. Tucker Carlson has the #1 highest rated show in the history of cable news, higher ratings than even Larry King, who had no competition, and they're trying to use this to get Tucker Carlson off the air.
I agree. I 100% agree with that. And this is my hope. And I would like to address liberal Louisiana kind of directly. they were asking, why does this person have so much hate in their heart? Because as a culture, we have now bred this. And my hope is that we,
no, I don't say racism doesn't exist. Of course I don't say that.
Do not fall for this again.
That's true. Hey, Andrea, thanks for the call. You know, someone in the chat said, you normally say racism doesn't exist. Of course I do not say that. But what you see here, of course there were racists. The subway shooter, the Wisconsin parade massacre. There's this guy in Buffalo. There's racism all over the place. But see, they want to connect when there's an incident like this to MAGA, and that's just false. This is from Brian Stelter's show over the weekend. This isn't Brian Stelter talking. This is his guest blaming Tucker Carlson, Laura Ingraham, Ben Shapiro, and others for the Buffalo incident.
I mean, look, let's be clear. The stuff Tucker and Laura Ingraham say every night, it could be written by white supremacists very often. There's a section of this manifesto where
Now, if I had this guy on, this is Brian Stelter, so he doesn't ask any questions. He said the manifesto could have been written by Tucker and Laura. This is what they say every night. I want an example of what they've said that's in the manifesto.
I mean, look, let's be clear. The stuff Tucker and Laura Ingraham say every night, it could be written by white supremacists very often. There's a section of this manifesto where the shooter starts talking about, people always say diversity is strength. How is it strength? I can hear it in Tucker's voice. He says this all the time, right? But the Ben Shapiros of the world say this. There's a big chunk about the idea of genetic differences that could have been pulled from an Andrew Sullivan column, right? There are plenty of people in our politics, in our media, who advance these ideas and advance them frequently. But beyond that, though, I do think the point you're making here is right. We cannot simplify this specifically just to a specific network, even to specific online spaces. We have to have a conversation about our political rhetoric in our country, right? Immigration for the last several decades has been the most salient topic in our politics. It's what Donald Trump rode into power, is something Republicans have seized upon. It's something that in our rhetoric and in our conversation, very often mainstream political forces have been remarkably irresponsible in the language they've used around immigration, around race, in ways that have fueled and empowered white supremacists. And again, it's not just...
Okay, white supremacists. You know, the actual number of white supremacists in this country is so small it is not even measurable. Okay? And this idea that this country is filled with white supremacists, they started this with MAGA. Right? Because, you know, they can't deal, liberals, at no matter what level they're at, low level, high level Democrats cannot logically make their case against conservative opposition, right? So what the left do, since they can't deal with the issue, is they brand everyone a racist, you know, talk to the hand, you're a white supremacist. And this is what I'll say to you, okay? We're being told that when Trump came down the escalator, it resulted in a rise of white supremacists in this country. I say that's a lie, okay? If there was an organized movement of white supremacists in this country, can you answer me this question? If this movement exists, this movement of white supremacists that we keep hearing about, if they exist in large numbers in this country, why were they silent during the 8 years of the Obama presidency? You would think that white supremacists, nothing would piss them off more than having a black man as president of the United States for 8 years. But we didn't hear about white supremacists during the Obama years. It seems to me that the white supremacists that are out there, does that make sense to you? Why would they be active now and not then? Exactly. Because it's not a real move. Now, that's not to say there are not white supremacists out there. Sure. Very few, very small in numbers, a handful. You could probably count them in the dozens nationwide. Seriously. Because a black man being president for 8 years, that's something they'd be out there talking about. Another one, right? I was talking about Jean-Pierre in the last hour. She made this big announcement yesterday, the new press spokesperson.
I am obviously acutely aware that my presence at this podium represents a few firsts. I am a black, gay, immigrant woman.
Okay. If white supremacists are in large number and organized, why are they not out protesting having a black female lesbian as the White House press spokesperson? They'd be out there. They're not. Why? Because the movement doesn't exist like they want you to think it does. It's mostly isolated lunatics like the Buffalo shooter. But because they can't win in the public square with debate, they brand people this so that they don't have to deal with them. Now, listen, Father's Day is right around the corner, and there are two gifts at MyPillow.com that every father would love. And I can tell you, because I'm a father. I know some of you think I'm a mother. That's another kind of mother, not the one you celebrate on. And maybe you're right. Maybe I am a mother of that sort. But I'll tell you what, I'm a father, I'm a husband, and I know what every guy would love on Father's Day. Every guy. There's two things that every man in America would love on Father's Day. That's a MyPillow bathrobe, which are 30% off with the promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. Many styles and colors to choose from. 30% off the MyPillow bathrobe. And the MyPillow My Slippers. Oh, man. The MyPillow My Slippers, 50% off with the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at MyPillow.com. Oh, boy. There's not a father in America who would not love a MyPillow bathrobe and a pair of MyPillow slippers to go along with them. So go to MyPillow.com. That's your Father's Day shopping right there. The robe and the slippers. Huge savings, 50% off the slippers, 30% off the robe. The BOGO extravaganza is going on too. Over a dozen items, buy one, get one free at MyPillow.com with the promo code KANE. Every dad in America would love a MyPillow bathrobe and MyPillow slippers. Both or just one, whichever you prefer. But if you can get both, oh man, that's great. You know, and I know you hear all these stories about inflation. Not with Mike Lindell at MyPillow. He's offering these great deals and keeping his prices as low as he possibly can. So think about Dad. MyPillow bathrobe, 30% off with the promo code KANE. The MyPillow My Slippers, that's right, 50% off with the promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. It's 7:30, back after this.
Brian Craig here with a huge announcement from the Thomas Edison of sleep, the inventor of the MyPillow, Mike Lindell. And MyPillow are now offering a BOGO extravaganza on multiple MyPillow items. Right now at MyPillow.com with our promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout. Buy one, get free pricing on MyPillow bed sheets, Giza Elegance MyPillows, the 6-piece MyPillow towel set, and the MyPillow Roll and Go Anywhere MyPillows, and so much more. Just go to MyPillow.com. Click on the radio listener specials. Use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout, or call toll-free 800-716-4879. 800-716-4879.
This is Lori Kane, and I want to talk to you about Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting. We needed a new roof, and we knew we needed a new roof, but we just...
Hey everyone, make sure if you're new you subscribe, and everyone please like the video.
Laporta, and he came out, he did a free roof inspection, which he does for everybody, not just us. And sure enough, we needed a new roof. We had a mold problem. It was only going to get worse. He dealt with our HOA association. He fixed our roof. Not only did he take care of the roof, he took care of the ceiling stains. So they removed all the popcorn, they cleaned everything up, they painted, they sealed, inside and out. Everything is beautiful. And I have to tell you, when we get those hard South Florida rainstorms, it is such a pleasure to listen to the raindrops on the roof and not have to worry about it leaking or causing further problems. The staff was courteous. Tom answered every question. Call Tom Laporta.
Am I in a different office? No.
He does residential.
This is where I always am.
And his cell number is 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602. Make sure you tell him Lori Kane sent you.
LLG. $10 super chat. Please, everyone, thank LLG 3PE for that $10 super chat. Thank you, LLG, for that. If there was a major white supremacist movement, the government and mainstream media would trip over each other, exposing them, conducting FBI raids on CNN, and sending them back to the D.C. Gitmo like the January 6 protesters. Exactly. Exactly.
Learn how to prevent running out of money before you run out of life. Learn how to avoid being forced to spend down your assets. Learn how to avoid nursing home seizure of your assets. This free living trust workshop with Attorney Barry Siegel is Thursday, May 26th at 10 a.m. at the South County Civic Center in Delray. Seating is limited, so reserve your seat for this free estate planning workshop and call 1-855-FLA-ESTATE. That's 855-352-3782. 855-352-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for
All right, 33 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. Steve will be joining us after the top of the hour break. Okay, so Jean-Pierre, our first black lesbian immigrant White House press secretary, being grilled yesterday, talking about inflation. She's asked about inflation. Listen.
Well, how does raising taxes on corporations lower the cost of gas, the cost of a used car, the cost of food for everyday Americans?
So look, I think we encourage those who have done very well, right? Especially those who care about climate change, to support a fair tax code that doesn't charge manufacturers, workers, cops, builders a higher percentage of their earnings. That the
cops, hey, listen, I support the cops, but Parkland, which is one of the most exclusive parts of our community, every other mansion is a Broward sheriff's deputy. They make pretty good money. This is what we're dealing here. Jean-Pierre she said she's the first black lesbian immigrant that's open and out of the closet, to be a press secretary. She's also the first communist to be a press secretary, open communist, their fair share. The people that that pay all the taxes are the rich people. Who's she to say what is a fair share of someone's money? This is insane. This is insane. One of the many reasons we have inflation is because the cost of doing business has increased because of fuel prices. They're talking about raising taxes, which increases the cost of doing business even more. How does that help inflation? Kami, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Jessica, Delaware.
Hey, Jessica in Joe Biden's Delaware. Ugh. Thanks a lot, Delaware.
I am calling you because I am angry. Were you there just talking about gas when I was
Richard Davies, $10 super chat. Thank you. Yes.
Okay.
Everyone thank Richard Davies Jr. for that super chat. Glad you're back on today, Brian. I'm glad I'm back too.
Because
Thank
of
you
all the
for that super
financial
chat.
stuff. I was taking his car off the insurance, and I was just going to do mine for now. I got a quote that was like almost double, or like almost, we were paying $180, so it was like $130. So I thought that has to be wrong. For one car, we've always paid like $85, $90. I called up to Geico, and they told me that there is inflation because of medical costs going up. Because I was like, so it went up like $50 inflation, and she's like, yeah, you'd be surprised.
Yeah, car insurance has gone up. I'll tell you, gas prices, my wife and I, we each have a car. My wife has a Mini Cooper, and I have a Kia Sorento, right? And the way that works is, whenever our car gets really old and we have to buy a new car, I get the old car. My wife gets the new car, which is, I think, that's how it should work. And my wife's Mini Cooper, we filled it up the other day, $55. When we got that car, it was like $25, $27. Now it's $55. My Kia I have not filled my Kia up in 3 weeks. I've been buying gas here and there because I don't want to know how much it costs to fill up my car. You know what I mean? I'm afraid to know how much money it costs me to fill up my tank in my Kia.
Our gas here is $4.45 last I was out, and it's about $60.
Yeah.
I cannot believe my insurance went up by $50 because of medical costs. What does medical costs have to do with inflation?
You know, companies blame everything on all kinds of things. I mean, you know, prices are up because of COVID. You know, they blame everything. The prices are up because they can raise the prices. In fact, we had 2 years of people that we had the least amount of cars on the road for a couple years because of lockdowns and shutdowns. So that means there were fewer accidents, right? And they were paying out a lot fewer claims. They just made that up to increase your rates.
Afford to drive to work, I'm starting.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I appreciate the call. Yeah, I mean, they use this, you know. And the thing is, inflation, which is being caused directly by Biden. Biden is doing things to cause inflation, right? Shutting down oil drilling, shutting down the pipelines, et cetera, et cetera. That causes inflation. So let me play one more clip of Jean-Pierre, our first black lesbian immigrant press spokesperson. That's how she introduced herself yesterday. She's asked why is Biden going to Buffalo, but he couldn't find time to go after the Wisconsin parade massacre. Well, he couldn't find time to go there, but he's going to Buffalo. Here's her response.
How come the president is visiting Buffalo after a senseless tragedy there, but he couldn't visit Waukesha after 6 were killed and 61 injured in an attack on a Christmas parade there?
I mean, he's visited many communities. Buffalo, he's able to go tomorrow to Buffalo before the trip. That is something that was important for him to do. But he has visited many other communities. Buffalo is not the first community, sadly, that he has to go up to because of a violent attack. So, that's not the first one. So he's been to many others.
Okay. Yeah, well, everyone knows the answer. He didn't go to Waukesha because it didn't fit the narrative. A black man killed 6, injured 61, all white people, targeting them after the Rittenhouse verdict. Because MSNBC's Joy Reid and others labeled Kyle Rittenhouse a white supremacist, even though the people he shot were all white. And he did that in response to the Rittenhouse. It didn't fit the narrative, so he didn't want to go out there. That's why he didn't go. Now, I know Jean-Pierre had a pretty bad first day. She sucked yesterday, right? I see it. She was awful. But you know what? She doesn't know it. Because she's in liberal circles. They're not going to give her negative criticism because she's a black, gay woman. They told her that she did the greatest you could ever possibly do. What a great job you did, Jean-Pierre. The first black lesbian immigrant press spokesperson. You Rosa Parks-like figure, you. The Neil Armstrong of press secretaries. What a self-inflating balloon. She's a tiny girl, but she's got an ego, man. She's got an ego like you. Who goes out and talks that way? I am a historical figure. I am the... What? Are you out of your mind? Who talks that way? I am a historical figure. That we have real historical figures. I've never heard them say anything like that. Have you? What a nut job. Slightly full of herself. Oh my goodness. Okay. This here, I wasn't going to play this, but I'm going to play it. You know this guy from the Young Turks? What's the guy's name? He used to be on MSNBC. He's upset at Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan, I guess he's talked... I don't listen to Joe Rogan too much, but I guess he's taken some issue with some of the transgender things going on. And the Young Turks seem to be upset about it. Listen.
By the way, if you're the trans person or several people that slept with Joe Rogan, can you let us know? Because it's obvious that it's personal for him. Okay, Joe, you slept with a person like that. There's nothing wrong with it. Get over it. Get over it. Get over it, Joe. It's super obvious that you're super into trans people. And you're taking it out, your hatred of yourself, on them, and you're making their life dangerous.
Okay. This is an interesting thing from this liberal guy. By the way, porn star Jenna Jameson came out on Twitter yesterday and said that Joe Rogan is not in the transsexual people, that she can share firsthand that he's very, very good in bed. So, yeah, so Joe Rogan's had sex with Jenna Jameson, I guess. But this Young Turk guy here, the Young Turks are probably the most popular liberal group of lunatics out there in the media. And he's trying to be clever about it. He's suggesting that Joe Rogan is somehow transphobic. And so what is he doing? As opposed to dealing with the issues, okay, that Joe Rogan and others bring up about some of the very strange things about transgender things in our society these days, like the swim team thing and all that. What does he do? Since he can't beat Joe Rogan in the public square of debate because he's a leftist and the liberal ideology doesn't hold up against people disagreeing, what does he do? He tries to slander him. He tries to wound him by accusing him of having a sexual preference towards those who are transgender. Why does this liberal guy from the Young Turks believe that it is, if someone preference is transgender people, that's somehow a negative, that's a bad thing? Why would that be a bad thing in the liberal mind? Has he thought about that? I don't think so.
By the way, if you're the trans person or several people that slept with Joe Rogan, can you let us know? Because it's obvious that it's personal for him. Okay, Joe, you slept with a person like that. There's nothing wrong with it.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with it. Then why are you making such a big deal about it? Obviously, it's not true, but, he didn't think so hard. The worst thing that the Young Turks can say about Joe Rogan is that he has had sex with the people they think they are champions of, transgendered people. It sounds like the Young Turks have a low opinion of people that are attracted to transgender people, or they wouldn't think it was such a bad thing. Oh, man. Let's take our last break of the second hour, all right? It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. That's right, on the radio since 1977, celebrating 45 years on the radio this year, the Steve Kane Show. Our number is toll-free from anywhere, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. We are back here live today. We were not live yesterday, but we are back live today on this Tuesday morning. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1, 888-465-2631.
Listen to the Neil Rogers Show, afternoons on WWNN Talk Radio.
Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Stacy from Deerfield Beach. This is in reference to Champagne Automotive. I went over there. They're wonderful. I have a Kia Optima Eco Hybrid. When I called, it needed service. I didn't want to bring it to the dealership because they would charge me through the roof. And basically, when I did call, they said bring it in the next day. He's amazing. He did everything. He didn't overcharge me. He went through my car, and I would recommend anybody to go to him. He's absolutely amazing.
Well, Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca, they do great work, and I want to thank you for calling. And I learned something about Champagne Automotive Repair from you in this call. I did not know that they actually did repairs on hybrid vehicles.
What had happened was, when I brought it to the dealership, they were like, well, we want to do this, we want to do that. And when I heard about Champagne Automotive, I called when I got there, and I said, he goes, well, I already ordered the oil filter.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. And so I dropped it off. I don't have many people to take me back home. And so he ordered Uber for me.
Wow.
Yes.
That's service. Thank you for the call as well. And anyone else out there, Champagne Automotive Repair, their prices are great. They'll never do a repair on your vehicle that your vehicle doesn't need. Their number is 561-245-8101. 561-245-8101. And what's your name, caller?
My name is Stacy, and thank you very much, Champagne Automotive. And thank you very much, Brian and Steve.
For Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca, 561-245-8101. 561-245-8101.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWNN.
All right, we are back. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. Oh, Champagne Automotive Repair. I stopped in Champagne Automotive Repair last week. we're moving into the summertime. How's your car's AC? Do you have to drive a few miles from the house before it gets cold? Those are some long drives, right? Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca, who will never do a repair on your vehicle that your vehicle does not need, and their prices are really right out of the 90s, the great prices too. They have the latest technology in air conditioning diagnostics for your car, no matter the make or model. And if you don't think your air conditioning is blowing as cold as should, or as cold as bearable, you want that car AC working properly. Here's their number, 561-245-8101. 561-245-8101 for Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh, Chelsea from Fort Myers.
Yeah, Chelsea. What's up?
Yeah, that girl, besides what she said she was. How come on the left, ask your callers to call that are lefties, why are the women, I'm a female, but why are the women always so damn ugly on the left? I mean,
well, like, who are you talking about? Who do you find unattractive on the left?
Oh, my God. I don't know if I have enough time. I have a dissertation.
Well, pick the most unattractive leftist.
Oh, God. You mean, besides the old bags like Pelosi, Peppermint Patty, this new girl,
Jean-Pierre, you can say a lot about Jean-Pierre, but she's not ugly.
Well, whatever.
She's ugly on the inside, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, like, look, did you ever see the Newsmax women? They're gorgeous.
Yeah.
They're all hot, even Fox.
Wait a minute. You don't think MSNBC has hot liberal women? Look at Rachel Maddow.
And Joy Reid, what a wolf.
Joy Reid. You don't think Joy Reid's hot? Listen, one thing about them is they're all ugly on the inside. They're leftist, right?
Yeah, I mean, you should ask some of your callers. How can you even...
Conservative women typically are more attractive than liberal women, for the most part, as a group. And the reason that is because attractive women have their life together better than unattractive women, and attractive women find good men and husbands and families and everything, and they understand what life's all about. Unattractive women don't find all of that.
Yeah, they look like Beetlejuice, or, I mean, look at all the women on the...
Are you talking about the Chicago mayor, Mayor Lightfoot? Yes. She's a beaut. She's just a goth girl. She's just a goth girl.
My bowel movement is nicer looking. I mean, my God, where do they get these people?
Oh, that's lovely. Yes. Okay, take care. Thanks. And by the way, how'd you find the show?
Oh, I listen to you all the time.
Listen all the time. Okay, well, welcome. Fort Lauderdale. First-time caller, long-time listener. That's the kiss of death, by the way. When you get a caller, long-time listener, first-time caller. Oh, my God. That's the kiss of death in talk radio. All right, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. Let me play this interview with Mayor Pete, the transportation secretary. He, like Jean-Pierre at the White House, thinks he's a historical figure, too. You cannot ignore the historical significance of me, the first openly gay cabinet member. That's not true. The first openly gay cabinet member that I know of was in the Clinton cabinet, Janet Reno. She was his attorney general. And now, she didn't go around telling people she was gay all day, but everyone knew Janet Reno was gay. Janet Reno was not in the closet. So I'm sorry, Mayor Pete, you're not the first gay cabinet member, openly gay cabinet member. I'm sure there have been a lot of closeted ones. Janet Reno, how dare you take away Janet Reno's accomplishment as being the first openly gay member of the cabinet. But anyway, he thinks he's the Neil Armstrong of the gay cabinet people. And he gave an interview on the Sunday shows filled with lies about the baby formula crisis, which is in his realm. Don't believe this recall cover story. Okay, there's more video out this morning of the pallets and pallets of the baby formula for the illegal babies at the southern border. But Mayor Pete, he was on the Sunday shows and was talking about the baby formula crisis. Here's Mayor Pete, Secretary of Transportation.
I want to ask you a little bit on a personal note. We've been talking about this baby formula shortage nationwide that's been ongoing now for months. You have infants at home. Do you have problems getting hold of formula?
Yeah, this is very personal for us. We got 2 9-month-old children. Baby formula is a very big part of our lives.
Okay. Okay. So, well, let me finish. Let me go back. Let me finish. I cut it off too soon. Hold on. Let's start over.
I want to ask you a little bit on a personal note. We've been talking about this baby formula shortage nationwide that's been ongoing now for months. You have infants at home. Do you have problems getting hold of formula?
Yeah, this is very personal for us. We got 2 9-month-old children. Baby formula is a very big part of our lives. And like millions of Americans, we've been rooting around stores, checking online, getting in touch with relatives in other places where they don't have the same shortages to see what they can send over.
Okay. Couple things about this. All lies. Everything out of Mayor Pete's mouth is a lie. First off, he's got 2 9-month-olds, okay? At 9 months, children, babies at 9 months are eating other foods. At 9 months, you were feeding them like some soft solids, right? Like that awful tasting Gerber baby food that comes in the little jars. Although he probably has some organic thing from the Whole Foods market or something that he feeds them. But at 9 months, formula is not their only source of food. Formula is almost like a drink or a supplement at that point. You were giving them baby food. You were giving them other things like bananas and ice cream and such at 9 months, okay? So, you know, the infants, their only source of nutrition is the baby formula, Mayor Pete. But he doesn't know that, I guess. You know, now let me ask you this. He says he and his husband have been driving around trying to find baby formula. Does anyone believe that? I'd like to see that. Mayor Pete and his husband with the 2 9-month-old babies have been driving all over town in Virginia, the DC area, looking for baby formula. Does anyone believe that crap? Of course not. Then he says he's been calling relatives where there's no shortage in their area, seeing if they could send them some. Well, a couple things about that. Shipping baby formula is not inexpensive, okay, because it's very heavy and it costs a lot to mail. But where are these relatives located in America that you have where there's no baby formula shortage, Mayor Pete? Because it's everywhere. I'd surely like to know where in this country does not have the liquid baby formula shortage. Everything out of the guy's mouth is a lie. I don't know what else he said. Let's see if he says anything else of interest.
Send over. And we figured it out. We're all set, at least for now. But I think about what that would be like. If you're a shift worker with 2 jobs, maybe you don't have a car. You literally don't have the time or the money to be going from store to store. That's why this...
It doesn't do any good to go to store. They don't got it. They don't have it in any of the stores, Mayor Pete. And if you really were going around like you claim with your hubby, you would know that.
This is such a serious issue, and that's why it's getting attention at the highest levels.
Okay, blah, blah. Attention at the highest levels. What are you doing about it? If Trump were in the White House right now, he would be all over this. He'd have the baby food people at the White House. What do you need? He would be on the phone to the other food companies and finding out how they can transform some of their facilities into baby formula producing places. Getting briefed doesn't do. We're informed. We're getting informed at the highest levels. So cabinet members and others are sitting around in a room and being told, being briefed could be listening to this program. So they know about it. What are they going to do about it? All they do is get briefed. Oh, we're at the highest levels are being briefed. Well, okay, you know about it. What are you doing about it? Well, we're being briefed. Oh, okay. Jerk. What a liar, this guy. He's the worst. Oh, no, the highest levels are being briefed. Ugh. They've got it under control. Yeah, because his kids are off the formula. They're 9 months. You can give them other things. They don't need the formula at 9 months. I wonder if he changes diaper. Do you think Mayor Pete changed it? I wonder, do you think they have a nanny? I would love to know who the Mayor Pete nanny is. Is it like a gay guy, like a Manny? Is it a black woman? What casting went in to Mayor Pete and his husband in the hiring of their nanny that does all the work. Oh, man. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call from anywhere. Steve will be joining us after the top of the hour break. And, you know, the BOGO extravaganza continues at MyPillow.com. You know, inflation's hitting hard, but Mike Lindell, not with Mike Lindell and MyPillow. Mike Lindell is lowering his prices when everybody else is raising them. Isn't that something? What a nice guy he is. He's a MAGA man, no doubt about it. And there are over a dozen items that are buy one, get one free at MyPillow.com with the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout. Buy one, get one free during this BOGO extravaganza. And one of them I brought in today, the 100% Giza Cotton MyPillow Dream Sheets. My wife and I, because of the BOGO extravaganza, just bought 2 more sets of these. We now have 6, because we have 2 flannels. We have 4 sets of regular MyPillow sheets and 2 flannels. The MyPillow 100% Giza Cotton Dream Sheets. Buy one, get one set free. And you know, a cool thing about the BOGO, I brought this set in today. It's in the package it comes in the mail, so I could show everyone on YouTube. 400 thread count, 100% Giza Cotton. Wow. You know, we got 1 set blue and 1 set white. I have the white sheets in my hand right now. And that's a cool thing. When you get the BOGO offer, you don't have to get the same sheets. You can get 2 different colors, 2 different sizes. You can get a king and a queen. You can get a twin and a queen. You can get 2 of the same kind. You can get different colors. You can get 1 flannel and 1 regular. You can mix it up any way you want. So you can get sheets for 2 different size beds in your own house if you would like to do that. So go to MyPillow.com during the BOGO extravaganza. And my wife and I have really been loading up, right? We got 4 of the Giza Elegance pillows that are BOGO. We got 2 more sets of the MyPillow Giza Cotton Dream Sheets. We now have 6 sets of those. And there's just great deals there with the promo code KANE at checkout. K-A-N-E. 2 hours down, 1 to go. Steve Kane will be joining us after the break. Don't go anywhere.
You're listening to WWNN Pompano Beach, 1470 AM, 95.3 in Boca, 96.9 in Lauderhill, the talk of South Florida.
Hi folks, Dr. Matez here, now with the Biostation West Delray. At Biostation West Delray, we continue to offer the highest level of experience and care you can find in the realm of hormone pellet and hormone replacement therapies. But that's just the start. We offer a full array of age management modalities, including state-of-the-art treatments for erectile dysfunction, sexual dysfunction in women, physical and sexual rejuvenation.
Hey, what's going on?
Any sign or symptom
What's that? Oh, your sheets? Yeah. Oh, I couldn't hear you. Good. No, I got the camera running so people can hear you. So. Yeah, I know. It was not a good morning. Great. Great.
That's 561-320-8893.
Yeah.
Brian Craig here with a huge
Now that was a
from the Thomas Edison
conversation about the Monday morning incident yesterday.
Mike Lindell and MyPillow are now offering a BOGO extravaganza on multiple MyPillow items right now at MyPillow.com with our promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout. Buy one, get free pricing on MyPillow bed sheets, Giza Elegance MyPillows, the 6-piece MyPillow towel set, and the MyPillow Roll and Go Anywhere MyPillows, and so much more. Just go to MyPillow.com. Click on the radio listener specials. Use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout, or call toll-free 800-716-4879. 800-716-4879.
I can't, Tony.
Do you suffer from neuropathy? Maybe
I cannot.
You don't even know it. Do you have numbness?
I wish I could. I wish I could.
Tingling in your hands and feet, muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching. Are you not sleeping? Does it feel like pins and needles in your hands and feet? Maybe you have no feeling at all. The symptoms can make life unbearable, but there is help at the Lighthouse Medical Center. Call 754.
I'm not teasing it. I'm just telling people what happened as much as I can. I try to be as forthcoming as possible on it, but I just can't tell you the details.
6642 online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com.
I wish I could too, Sandy. Whisper it? What, like Biden? Whisper it to me. I can taste it. Inflation.
Learn how planning ahead can protect you from running out of money before you run out of life. Learn how to avoid being forced to spend down your assets. Learn how to avoid nursing home seizure of your assets. Learn how Medicaid can pay for your nursing home and home care expenses, and much more. This free workshop with Attorney Barry Siegel is Thursday, May 26th at 2 p.m. at the South County Civic Center in Delray. Seating is limited, so reserve your seat for this free estate planning workshop. Call 1-855-FLA-ESTATE. That's 855-3.
Well, people keep asking. And somebody from the office came in to talk about it, and I had to tell them that you guys could hear everything. So
You're listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, the longest-running radio show in Florida, on the air since 1977. This year celebrating 45 years on the air. Now, Steve Kane with Brian Craig.
all right, third hour has begun. I'm Brian. Steve, you with us? Oh man, I tell you, today's been wild already.
Exciting day, and it's just begun.
Oh yeah.
Tonight, can we keep the momentum going? That is what all of us Trump followers are interested in finding out. We'll know this evening.
Well, you know, I was talking about something you told me yesterday on the phone. You know, thankfully Pennsylvania is on the Eastern time zone because we'll get results early. But you're predicting a Dr. Oz victory tonight in Pennsylvania, right?
That's going to happen.
And yeah.
Well, the major competition is this lady that really, what's her name?
Kathy Barnett.
Kathy Barnett. All of the inside momentum appears to be going towards her, and everybody's saying that she's going to sweep and beat Oz.
Yeah.
So I think that Donald's going to come through on this. What was my theory?
See, you forgot his own theory. I'll tell you. I gave you credit for it earlier. That's okay. I forget stuff all the time too. You know. No. This is a three-way race. Kathy Barnett, Dr. Oz, and McCormick. And you said that McCormick and Barnett are splitting the anti-Trump vote, and the Trump vote's going to go to Oz, and he'll walk through a victory because the anti-Trump vote's been split. That was your theory. Yes. Oh yeah. And you know, I got to tell you,
what we're trying to build here is a momentum that builds.
Steve Kane Show.
We need a couple more wins. Tonight's a
Hold on.
crucial turning point.
Oh yeah, I mean, Trump can't win every race, but this one, if Oz doesn't win it, the media will go nuts. Like, it's over for Trump, you know, because Oz is so high profile. You want to take any calls? What do you want to do? Okay, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. That's our number. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Pompano.
Pompano, what's up?
I have a question. Brian, every day I hear you talk about Trump and how he's praised, and I like it. But one thing I haven't heard that nobody really talk about is that how are we going to be?
Well, with turnout, that's how you do it. And I wanted to say, something I was talking about earlier, Steve, that I want to bring up again, okay? Because this is very, very, very fake news that's going on. This shooter in Buffalo was obviously a racist, right? I mean, you know, nobody's arguing that. He drove 3 hours to shoot black people. I mean, he's a racist. But they're trying to blame it on Tucker Carlson. You know, they can't beat Tucker Carlson in the ratings, so they're trying to get him taken off the air by connecting him to an act of domestic terrorism, right? Is what they're calling this, domestic terrorism, and Tucker Carlson's to blame. And they're saying that Tucker Carlson. Yeah, we can't beat him in the ratings, so if we can connect him to an act of terrorism here, maybe then we can beat him, you know. Let me tell you, whoever they put on Fox as a conservative is going to beat whatever they put on CNN and MSNBC. It's your liberal content people don't want. It's not just because Tucker. Everyone in that time slot's been number one. But anyway, they're saying it's because of Tucker talking about replacement theory, right? I mean, you know, and what that means is, what replacement theory is, is that the Democrats have the border completely open so that they can bring in more Hispanic people to lessen the white majority as much as possible. And if whites are not as large of a majority as they currently are, Democrats believe they can have power forever, right? That's, replacement theory.
Let's just stop there and examine this. I think that's what they're trying to do. I think that's the plan.
Yes.
The question is, will it work? That's a big question.
Well, yeah.
They're assuming that all these Hispanics...
Steve Kane Show. Steve Kane Show. No, you're already on. One call a day.
The Democratic column into the Republican column. If that happens, which is likely, or certainly possible, then the Democrats are really screwed.
Well, yeah, so...
Okay,
so that's the replacement theory, and I think there's truth to their attempt to do that. But they're saying that the Buffalo shooter is a supporter of Tucker Carlson's replacement theory. That's why he did it. If that were his reasoning for doing this, he would not have targeted black people. He would have driven 3 hours to a Hispanic neighborhood and done it. The replacement theory is about the Hispanic illegal immigration at the southern border. It has nothing to do with black people. So this nonsense that they've been spewing now for I guess 3 days, because Sunday, Monday, and today is it's just absurd, and it's an election year, so they're trying to play the race card again, basically, and that's what the Democrats do. That's what the Democrats do.
They do,
and they'll always do that. I mean, there's never going to be a time when they're not doing it. Let me play this clip. This was Pelosi over the weekend. She lost it.
Angry. I know you're one of them.
Steve Kane Show. Hold on.
Reason why they're upset is because conservatives have played the long game here.
Yes.
They have said
Come on, Roe v. Wade.
Decades that this was their goal, to overturn Roe v. Wade, and that Democratic leaders should have seen this coming. I'm sure you've heard this too.
No, I mean, the point is who would have ever suspected that a creature like Donald Trump would become president of the United States, waiving a list of judges that he would appoint, therefore getting the support of the far right. And
okay, now the reason I played that is not because she called him a disgusting creature. She just credited Trump with overturning Roe v. Wade, Nancy Pelosi. So thank you so much. You're right, he did. I mean, who thought that would have been ever possible, Steve? And Donald Trump did. He's not even in office right now, and he's overturned. The decision's coming out tomorrow, they said. The official decision. And if you saw the Clarence Thomas interview over the weekend, I think it's going to remain overturning. All right, let's go to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, good morning.
What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, good morning.
Yes, good morning. What's your name?
This is Wayne.
Oh, hey, Wayne.
I've been calling your station because, first of all, I think you guys are so dangerous. You have a dangerous station, you think what you're saying is innocuous, but you have these gullible people listening to you guys. First of all, you're telling the people that replacement theory only has to do with Hispanic. That's not true. But that's not true. Replacement theory, I've been saying that's why it's going to become a minority.
It would be so much easier if you would drop the fake Jamaican accent and use your real accent so we can understand what you're saying better.
I know you're trying to divert.
Okay, now I'm not going to try. I'm not diverting. I'm just exposing you as a fraud.
Wayne's been calling this show. Wayne's been calling this show for years, and I still, after all the years, I can't understand a single word out of it.
He's been in America as long as I have, and listen to this accent. Give me a break.
Others may understand me. You know what you're doing. And Steve, you're an elderly person. You're seeing what African American has gone through. And you have a program like this. First of all, I think African Americans should become a protected class. Because
a protected class? But that wouldn't, but you are not, then you wouldn't be, okay, all right, thank you for the call. I just want to say, You want to back on? I can put him back on. He hasn't stopped. Okay, no, he's gone. But did you notice what he's doing? What he was trying to do is what they're trying to do to Tucker. He can't deal with us dealing with the issues. The guy in Buffalo is obviously a racist. Okay, no one's arguing that. But the connection to Tucker is stupid. And so they can't deal with Tucker, so they're trying to connect him to domestic terrorism. That guy Wayne's been calling this show for as long as I've been a part of it, and he's never won an argument because he's a leftist, and he can't deal with that, so he's trying to brand us dangerous. You shouldn't be able to speak. You're dangerous, because they're giving up. The left can no longer even attempt to make an argument for their position, Steve. That's why they're doing all this nonsense. Yeah. All right. Our number toll free 1-888-GO-CANE 1-888-465-2631. I played this earlier, but this is a good one. Did you Jean-Pierre, the new spokesperson? She came out and introduced herself at the press briefing yesterday. Listen.
I am obviously acutely aware that my
show.
presence at this podium represents a few firsts. I am a black, gay, immigrant woman, the first of all three of those to hold this position.
Wow, I mean, is she full of herself or what? She came out and said, I am a historical figure. I am like Rosa Parks. I am the first black lesbian to do this. And I'm important. What a self-inflating balloon. That is a huge little girl, tiny person with a huge ego. I've never seen someone come out and declare themselves a historical figure before, Steve. Have you? I'm trying to think.
Well, you got a point.
I mean, even Neil Armstrong didn't say, this is Neil Armstrong taking one giant leap by Neil Armstrong for Neil Armstrong. He said one large, giant leap for all of humans and man, right? He did, This woman thinks she's like done something like it's a big deal. I mean, what a sicko.
She knows what side her bread is buttered on. She knows why she's there.
Yeah.
Because of her sexual proclivity and her skin.
Yes.
That's kind of sad when you think about it.
And by the way, does she have to say black, gay woman? I mean, when you say you're gay, we know she's a woman.
That's what got her where she is.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. All right, let's take some more calls. All the calls screenless. I have no idea who's on hold. Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning. My name's Eric. I'm calling from Central Illinois.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Eric.
I just wanted.
Thank you for that super chat. I can't read your name, but thank you. JT.
Show.
Everyone thank JT.
I know he gets some bad days, but I just want to say I appreciate your work. But I do want to mention that press.
That's the setup. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm kidding.
Secretary, I think she's laying a gauntlet down for like
Steve Kane Show.
So that if anyone gets in any conflict, they
Steve
have
Kane
a
Show.
fallback. And they can
Hey,
say,
Barry.
oh well, they're anti-gay, anti.
You just don't like a black lesbian being up here, Steve Ducey, Peter Ducey, whatever his name is.
That's why I think she's going.
Yeah, thank
for this.
JD for that super chat. Thank you,
here's my
JT.
credentials, so don't cross me.
Yeah.
And for future discussions, and I just wanted to throw that out there because I think it's all she's just laying smoke for future.
No, that's not it. That's not it. She thinks. Rosa Parks risks, by the way, Rosa Parks was a Republican. Rosa Parks was risking something. When she got on that bus that was driven by that racist Democrat, and he called up those racist Democrat police officers, they could have lynched her. There was no Twitter. There was no iPhone cameras back then. She was risking something. And Jean-Pierre thinks she's a Rosa Parks-like figure. She's not risking anything. But she's not, this isn't blowing smoke for a defense. She thinks she is the most important person ever to be in this position. She believes it.
I agree. That sounds like it. It was so useless to hear that those so-called whatever.
Yeah. It's bizarre. Well, she cares because she's important. They're going to write books about me because I'm historic. Yeah. Hey, listen, Illinois. Thanks for the call.
obnoxious as she is attractive, she is a looker.
But she's ugly on the inside. Right? And the inner beauty is what counts, right, guys? All right, it's time to check in with Attorney Barry Siegel from the Siegel Law Group. We're just over a week away from the Siegel Law Group workshops. Attorney Barry Siegel, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing, Brian?
We're doing great. How are you?
Good, good. Steve, you there as well?
I'm right here.
All right. Good to hear your voice as well. Well,
hanging on your every word.
We have the workshop coming up next week, next Thursday. So if you're interested in attending, now is a good time to call to make your reservation. What we're going to be talking about in the morning at 10 a.m., we're going to be talking about many things involving your estate planning. It's our Living Trust workshop. You're going to learn how to not leave a mess behind for the people that you love, to make sure that you avoid the dreaded probate process, to make sure you leave the assets to your family in a way that's protected, to avoid guardianship and many other important details about estate planning that you may not have handled already and you may not be aware of. So it's a very good opportunity to get an education about planning for yourself and your family. And of course, in the afternoon at 2 p.m., we're going to have our first live Medicaid workshop in many, many months. And we're excited about that because we get so many questions from people about Medicaid and elder law, how to protect their assets from the biggest risk people have, which is the cost of long-term care. As we age, the cost of long-term care is very, very important to make sure that we have a plan to deal with it. And if we don't have long-term care insurance, the only other two options are spending down our own assets and potentially going broke or becoming close to broke, or talking to an elder law attorney such as ourselves who can help you qualify for government benefits to pay for those expenses. And that's what we're going to be talking about. We're going to deal with a lot of the myths, give you the right information, because, say one last thing here, so many people exclude themselves just because they jump to a conclusion or a friend tells them something, or even another professional that's not an elder law attorney tells them, oh, you have too much money, too much income, you can't qualify. Wrong information, and that can cost you a fortune.
Yeah.
Important to get the right.
Yeah, and, you know, Attorney Barry Siegel is at, of course, both workshops, as is his team and his staff, and they're there after the presentation to answer your questions. It's completely free. But they do ask that you call and make reservations so they know how many refreshments and how large of a space they need, et cetera, et cetera. And when you call, they'll give you detailed directions on the workshop's location. Here's the number, toll free, 855-FLA-3782, 855-FLA-3782, and online, SiegelLawGroup.com. And those workshops are both a week from Thursday. All right, Attorney Barry Siegel, we'll talk later in the week. All right, take care, take care. Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is JJ from Mass.
Hey.
Hey, good morning, guys. I wanted to...
good morning.
Good morning, good morning. Talk a little bit about the press secretary, but then more importantly, the Pennsylvania race. I heard this news press secretary, she's a little full of herself. I heard she wrote a song called I'm So Vain, You'd Better Think This Job Is About Me.
I like that. That'd be a great parody song.
Yeah, I think that would work out pretty good. She seemed...
You know who that song was really about, though? I'm So Vain. You know who Carly Simon wrote it about?
Mick Jagger?
Nope.
Yes. No. It was the guy that went to...
Yeah, Warren Beatty. It's about Warren Beatty. That's what Carly Simon says. She wrote it about Warren Beatty. Yeah, you're so vain, you probably think this song is about you.
Okay. That was a pretty damn good song. That's what I was thinking about when I was watching you guys listening to the program.
You know, I've never, and I really mean this, I've never heard someone come out and say, I am a historical figure and I am important. Not even Rosa Parks was like that, and she did something. She thinks she's... you know, Harriet Tubman here.
make her historical is that she actually stood up there and told the truth. But I mean, that's the only thing. She'd be the first, Democrat honest.
Yeah. So what about the Pennsylvania race?
Well, I mean, I was pretty. I'm not from Pennsylvania, but to me, every Senate race, I want to know what's going on because I want as many MAGA senators as we can get, as well as in the House. So I watched. She was on another interview. She was on Lindell TV on Brandon House, and she talked about where she grew up in Alabama. She talked about her mother and her father who raped. Mother was 11. The father was 21. Long story. She lived in the same house that her great grandmother grew up in. And
well, I don't believe any of that. I don't believe anything she says. I don't believe a damn thing she says. Okay.
I understand where you're coming from. I mean, if I was there, I would still vote for Oz.
Let me give an example.
Why? And even another thing, General Lawrence Selling said that her military service was a credit, and that.
Did he bother telling you what her military service was? You're asking why they're making such a big deal about her. There's two reasons. Okay, there's two reasons.
MAGA people.
Okay, no, there's two reasons. Okay, there's two reasons. There's a lot of conservatives that are making a big deal about her over Oz. One thing is, a lot of conservatives get very excited when a black person, especially a black female or a black gay, say conservative things, and they just have these blinders on. They become anthropologists. They travel down the Nile and they found this lost tribe of black conservatives who speak MAGA. And they get excited. That's one reason. The other, and I'm a big fan of Steve Bannon. I will never attack Steve Bannon, but I know he was praising her the other day. A lot of conservatives, they have an interest in having a victory that they're responsible for, not Trump. They're trying to out-Trump Trump. And get a victory that they can say, we did this. There's a lot of that from these top conservative influencers going on. In my opinion, I could be wrong, but that's what I think's going on.
I think there may be parts of that or two. I just don't. I mean, here's the thing. I want Oz to win, and I'm pretty sure he's going to, and I hope he does.
Well, it's not that you and I want Oz to win. President Trump wants Dr. Oz to win, and Barnett. And Barnett said something in an interview yesterday that should be the end of her campaign. She said yesterday, if she loses, she will not support whatever Republican wins. And that means, unless I win, I will not support Republicans. President Trump last week released a statement, which he did not have to. He says, I've endorsed Dr. Oz. I don't think Kathy Barnett can win a statewide race against the Democrat, but if she wins the primary next week, I will support her. So President Trump last week said if she won, he'll support her, but then she said she won't support Trump if she loses? How can you trust her in the Senate? If she won't, yeah.
I think this is what I think will happen. Oz will win, and she'll be a little bit pissed off. Everybody's, would be a little bit upset to him. But I think that she will definitely come around and support Oz. And
yeah, because she wants to have a job. Running again.
She is as good as my instinct is that she's solid. That's my instinct.
No, you're wrong. She's wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong.
Bad reaction to her, and I saw for the first. I haven't been following it very closely, but I watched her last night, and I had a visceral reaction to her. The hair on the back of
really. What happened?
Yeah, I got a very. It was kind of like that fight or flight reflex that you get when you. She seemed like the enemy to me.
I think she's a Democrat plant. I think she's a Democrat plant.
And not an ordinary Democrat, a hostile Democrat.
And I'll.
To Time will tell, gentlemen.
It's all right. Hey, take care. Thanks for the call. Let me give you. I saw an interview with her over the weekend by Michael Knowles, who works for Ben Shapiro, and he's supposedly like one of these uber conservative guys. One of the things that have come out is she keeps saying that she's a veteran who served 10 years in the armed forces, and she's never, she doesn't produce any documentation about this. She produced a document over the weekend that showed that she entered the service that everybody gets when they enlist, but she didn't show anything about exiting the service. And I saw her with on an interview over the weekend with Michael Knowles, who's supposedly one of the top conservative voices of our time, and he didn't ask her all the key questions. What branch did you serve in? What was your MOS? What was your rank? Where'd you go to boot camp? You know what I mean? He didn't ask any of these questions, and I just don't trust her.
Where she was asked some of those questions and
she didn't answer.
She avoided every answer
because she's a liar. She's something's fishy about her military. Maybe.
And devious. I not get a good feeling from her at all.
Yeah, and maybe she didn't. Some Greg Kelly on Newsmax is he's going the stolen valor route. He thinks that she didn't complete boot camp. I've heard some people speculate on that. And I don't know. Whoever wins is going to be a Republican, but she can't be trusted, especially after what she said yesterday. All right, listen, you know Father's Day is coming up, Steve? Most important day of the year is right around the corner. Did you know that? Just a few short weeks away? Yeah, and there are... Oh, from my... Well, there are two gifts that every dad will love for Father's Day. And I can tell you this because I'm a father. Okay? Now, I know a lot of you think I'm a mother. That's a different type of mother, not like a parent mother. I get it. But there are two gifts that every father in America, especially every MAGA dad, would love and cherish for years to come. First off is the MyPillow bathrobe, right? Which is 30% off when you use Steve's name, Kane, K-A-N-E, at checkout. The MyPillow bathrobe, 30% off of the promo code Kane. Every dad would love that. And the MyPillow My Slippers are 50% off with the promo code Kane. That's a good deal, Steve, right? 50% off the MyPillow slippers with the promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E. Now, the BOGO extravaganza is going on, so there's over a dozen items that are buy one, get one free. But those are huge savings. The bathrobe, 30% off with the promo code Kane. The MyPillow My Slippers, I have both of these. They're wonderful. 50% off. Great gift for Father's Day. Every dad would love both of those. And you want the slippers, Steve, you said. And I tell you, the bathrobe you'd love too.
What colors do they come in?
They've got all kinds of colors. Tan, black. Yeah, they come in like charcoal black. They come in tan. There's a whole bunch of colors in the MyPillow My Slippers. And I want to get a new pair. I have the moccasin My Slippers. I want to have a second pair that are the slip-ons. You know, and the MyPillow My Slippers are. Yeah, I've got the moccasin ones, which are beautiful. You can wear them all day, anywhere you go. But sometimes I'm too lazy to pull them over the back of my foot in the morning. So that the slip-ons, I think, are what I'd like to get for Father's Day. All right, so it's promo code Kane at checkout. And those, I'm telling you, there's not a dad in America that wouldn't want those, especially MAGA dads. All right, we'll be right back after this.
Hi, Tom Laporta here from Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Building Restoration. We survived the 2021 hurricane season. Now it's time to get your building envelope ready for the next season. Laporta Contracting installs all types of roofs, from asphalt, clay, and concrete, standing metal seam, flat roofs, and slate tile systems. Our building restoration offers complete envelope protection to include siding, stucco, concrete restoration, impact windows and doors, weatherproofing, and painting. Laporta Contracting serves single-family, multifamily, HOAs, and commercial properties. Call Laporta Contracting today for a free evaluation and estimate, and go to our website to see our team and past customer videos at laportacontracting.com. Our number is 954-604-4602. That number again is 954-604-4602. And thanks for listening to The Steve Kane Show.
Do you suffer from neuropathy? Maybe you do and you don't even know it. Do you have numbness, pain, burning, or tingling in your hands and feet? Muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching? Are you not sleeping? Does it feel like pins and needles in your hands and feet? Maybe you have no feeling at all. The symptoms can make life unbearable, but there is help at the Lighthouse Medical Center. Call 754-222-6642 for a no-charge consultation and say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. 754-222-6642. Online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com.
Hi, this is Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. If you call or text me on my cell phone, I will analyze your home and your FPL bill over the phone, and I can quote you on insulation, ducts, and radiant barrier. Call me now, and I'll show you how to save up to 30 to 40% on your electric bill this month and for every month from here till eternity. 954-939-1500. That's 954-939-1500. Call now, get up to 50% off, and receive an additional $500 on over 2,000 square feet of radiant barrier, an additional $1,000 off on 4,000 square feet of radiant barrier. Call or text me now, 954-939-1500. That's 954-939-1500. Or you can find me on the web at cutmykilowatts.com.
Attention seniors, have you protected you and your family from financial ruin? You are invited to attend Attorney Barry Siegel's free Medicaid Planning Workshop. Make sure you and your family are properly protected from financial ruin. Learn how planning ahead can protect you from running out of money before you run out of life. Learn how to avoid being forced to spend down your assets. Learn how to avoid nursing home seizure of your assets. Learn how Medicaid can pay for your nursing home and home care expenses, and much more. This free workshop with Attorney Barry Siegel is Thursday, May 26th at 2 p.m. at the South County Civic Center in Delray. Seating is limited, so reserve your seat for this free estate planning workshop. Call 1-855-FLA-ESTATE. That's 855-352-3782. 855-352-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WW.
Oh man, I had something really good to bring up after the break, and it just escaped my mind. I just forgot what it was during the break. It was a good topic too. You know, you and I went into the wrong business. It'll come back to me. You know, we gone into the business of what? You know, broadcasting, and if we really wanted to make the big bucks, Steve, we would have gone and become race pimps. There's a lot of money in being a race pimp, and since you started doing the Steve Kane Show during the civil rights era, you could have gotten in on the ground floor of the race baiting, race pimp business. But Black Lives Matter, yeah, Black Lives Matter's founder Patrisse Cullors paid her baby daddy $970,000 for creative services. I don't know what does that mean? He's experimental in bed? I don't know what that means. She paid her brother for security $840,000, and she paid her partner $2.1 million. And you know, all these mansions she has, one of them has an airplane hangar at it. This is going to be the end of Black Lives Matter, and I'll tell you guys why. All this money that she's spending. You know, the story of Black Lives Matter, do you know the story they tell about how it was founded?
I don't know.
Now I don't know if they still tell this version of the story, but the story is that after the Trayvon Martin death at the hands of George Zimmerman, Patrisse Cullors, the founder, right, that has an airplane hangar at her home and all this, like she's John Travolta and all this stuff now, she just simply tweeted her thoughts about it with the hashtag Black Lives Matter, and that gave birth to the movement. Maybe that's true. Yeah, that doesn't sound like, you know, I've never known someone that's become a multimillionaire over a hashtag. But the reason this is going to be the end of Black Lives Matter is this. Black people are starting to turn against Black Lives Matter. You see it on social media because, you know, liberal blacks, they see how she's living off of the money that she's raising off the death of these black men around the country at the hands of police officers. They think that money's for them. She's got like their reparations money. This isn't for her to buy mansions for herself. This is for the whole community, right? And she's starting to get a lot of blowback. Candace Owens has been filming for the past 6 months a documentary exposing Black Lives Matter. And Candace Owens, I heard her talking about this. She went to one of the mansions where the woman was at the other day. The premise of her documentary is that Black Lives Matter is a money laundering operation led by this woman. And she's been working on it for 6 months with Ben Shapiro at the Daily Caller. And Black Lives Matter is going to fade away. Now, the Democrats will make up another race pimping organization. Black Lives Matter put Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton out of business for a while. So there'll be someone new, in some new organization. But this one is bad. And she is, if you notice, Black Lives Matter are not being very high profile these days, Steve, because, this big incident that happened in Buffalo, you're not seeing the Black Lives Matter people because they're all this attention on. They don't want the spotlight on them anymore. Yeah. Now they're still rich and got their money, but yeah, they're no longer an effective outreach group because they're in hiding like mobsters, because the money is being the focus. If it wasn't for, Candace Owens is the one that started exposing the mansions and everything. If it wasn't for this, they would be up there in Buffalo, moved into Buffalo, causing all kinds of problems. But they don't want the they don't want the media coverage anymore. They can't handle the questions. I was blown away that they got an airplane hangar at her house. Isn't that something? I don't have no. Well, there is an airplane. Yeah, sure. There's an airplane. Yeah, there's an airplane too. Why do you have a hangar without a plane? Now the plane.
Besides, the waste.
Yeah, it's and it's interesting. That means if there's an airplane hangar,
there's a storage area.
Like most of us use our garages. Yeah. When's the last time you had a car in your garage? But if there's an airplane hangar at one of her mansions, that means there's a runway too, because you got to get to the hangar with the plane, you got to be able to land it on a runway and drive it into the hangar. So she's got an airplane runway and hangar at her house. And I know some people, like John Travolta has that, but he's made his millions not through the death of young, poor African-American men. He's made movies, and we know how he made his money. But Black Lives Matter could not come to an end fast enough for me. They're worse than Jesse Jackson was. And I know that a lot of people won't realize that, but they're worse than Jesse Jackson. Jesse Jackson didn't cause riots in the streets, Steve. Al Sharpton did, but Jesse Jackson, all he did was shake down companies. Like he'd go to Coca-Cola and shake them down for millions. He wasn't inciting violence. Black Lives Matter, they incite violence. Oh, the Biden's Surgeon General gave an interview yesterday. Did you catch this? Oh, this is Biden's Surgeon General, and he told parents that can't find baby formula to feed their children, their little infants, what they should do. Right? This is what he said. This is Biden's Surgeon General yesterday.
Diluting the formula or resorting to making their own because they can't get their hands on any formula. And some of them, we've talked to parents whose children have allergies. They can't substitute one formula for another. So, they're feeling desperate. What date do you think that parents who are not able to get formula right now will be able to get it?
Well, Alison, I certainly understand that pain and the concern. And if you are a parent whose child is on specialty formula, then you should talk to your doctor, your OBGYN, or your child's pediatrician about what the alternative options in terms of formula should be. A number of physicians' offices also can carry samples as well, and you can check with your doctor's office to see if they have samples.
Okay, so if you can't feed your baby, call your doctor and see if they have formula samples.
This could end up being a major blow. Of all the horrible mistakes they've made, and this could end up being the worst because you're dealing with the lives of little kids. And it's really hard to see the end of this. They're really very vague when it gets to,
Oh, yeah.
questions about when formula is going to be available.
Oh, yeah.
And meanwhile, the immigrants coming in over the border, maybe that's the answer, swim in through Texas, and that's the...
Take your kids to Mexico and they come across the Rio Grande, then you get baby formula. He didn't even give it
He is the next in line. They're looking desperately for a decent candidate.
Oh, Mayor Pete?
To line up Mayor Pete, the heir apparent, and I think this is going to destroy his candidacy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
So it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better.
Well, if you went to your local store, I don't care what store you go to, there's no liquid baby formula. There's no, and they're running low on the powder too, because that's in higher demand because the liquid's out. And we were talking about this last week. I can think of nothing more frightening for parents than not being able to find food for their babies. That is the only source of nutrition for infants is formula. You can't give them the regular baby food, and the powdered has a lot of kids have allergies and other problems. My daughter couldn't have the powder; it's very common, and the liquid is much more expensive. People choose the more expensive formula because they have no choice. The children can't consume the powdered formula, and no one in this administration seems to care. That's the second time they told people to call their pediatricians, and they keep saying. Yeah, for samples. If they have any, what's that going to get you through? My daughter, now she was premature. When she came home from the hospital, we had to feed her every 3 hours. And it took an hour to feed her because she was so newborn, preemie. We had to feed her every 3 hours. You cannot get enough samples from the pediatrician to handle every 3 hours. And that's being their only source of food. I mean, their parents, I'm seeing terrible stories of people diluting the baby formula, and not.
He would have had this
solved.
He would have avoided it. He would have solved it in time to avoid the crisis.
Yeah, that's right. All right, listen, we're going to take our last break of the day. We are back live today, Tuesday. The Monday morning incident, which will not be that we can't describe and discuss, is over. We were off the air yesterday because of an incident here at the radio station that, I guess it's in the process of being resolved, hopefully. But we are back here live on this Tuesday morning. We'll take our last break and come back with the gold report right after this. Our number, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. 888-465-2631.
Hello, this is Mike at Friendly Tire. I've been in business 30 years at the same location and offering great deals on new and used tires. I have many suppliers. Whatever car or truck you have, I can get you incredible deals.
Hello? Okay, gotcha. Hold on.
445. Thank you.
Do you suffer from neuropathy? Maybe you do and you don't even know it. Do you have numbness, pain, burning, or tingling in your hands and feet? Muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching? Are you not sleeping? Does it feel like pins and needles in your hands and feet? Maybe you have no feeling at all. The symptoms can make life unbearable, but there is help at the Lighthouse Medical Center. Call 754-222-6642 for a no-charge consultation and say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. 754-222-6642. Online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWN.
All right, we are back, and it's time for the Gold and Precious Metals Report from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated in Boca. We're joined by William Youngerman. William Youngerman, how are the metals looking this morning?
Oh, looking good, Brian. Yesterday was an exciting day for the precious metals as gold dipped down below 1800, getting down to 1800 or 1786, and then turning around in a major reversal for the precious metals and closing up $11.70 on the day. That closed at $1,823.90 the ounce. Silver did similar and ended up closing up 49 cents at $21.60 the ounce. Platinum closed up $1 at $9.42, and palladium was up $78 at $1,948 the ounce. This morning, the rally continues with gold at $1,831.20. That's up $7.30. Silver up 11 cents at $21.70 the ounce. Platinum up $14 at $956, and palladium up $32 at $1,980 the ounce. So a very important day for the precious metals, which means when we touch a new low and then turn around and close up on the day. So that reversal could mean that we may have seen the bottom for the metals for the short term at least.
Yeah, and of course at William Youngerman, everything available for immediate delivery. You can stop right in. They open up weekdays at 10 a.m. The address, 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca, on the first floor of the Bank of America building, just east of US 1 Federal Highway, on the south side of Palmetto Park Road. Online at williamyoungerman.com, or if you want to give them a call and order by phone, toll-free 800-327-5010, 800-327-5010. And remember, with Father's Day coming up, you have a lot of great items for Father's Day, William Youngerman, watches, etc., that people can stop in and take a look at or call and ask about. All right, have a great day, and we'll talk tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right, take care. Yeah, this baby, the thing with the baby formula is so typical of everything with the Biden regime. They don't get involved and try to fix anything. They just ride it out and let things fix themselves.
None. They don't anticipate. You find out about a crisis after it's too late.
Exactly.
With the Bidens.
Yeah, but they're being briefed.
Trump used to anticipate things. They're being briefed. That's a great consolation to a kid who hasn't eaten in 3 days.
Yeah. I mean, my goodness. Childhood hunger is happening among infants right now in America as a direct result of Joe Biden, Mayor Pete, and all the creeps around him. And I know the story is being reported, but it's not being reported. You hear about baby formula shortages.
The crisis hasn't reached its peak yet.
Well, because we don't have infants.
Well, I'm not talking about for us. I'm saying in this country, they're not babies dying yet. And it's sad to say, and it's horrible, but I think there are going to be some tragic instances here that are not going to be able to be avoided, that are going to end up hung on the president.
Yeah. Little.
Which you're supposed to be.
When infants, you see these stories like in the past, in past elections, Democrats, they run these stories about how grandma is not taking her medications because she can't afford them, or she's only taking half a dose of her medication to try to stretch it out, or because prescription costs are so high. We have parents right now of infants, 6 months and younger, that are not able to properly feed their infant because of Biden and Mayor Pete. And no one's doing anything about it. If Trump were in the White House, he would have the baby formula people at the White House. What do you need? We'll get it done. And he would be turning other food facilities into baby formula producing facilities, like he did with all the COVID equipment. And nothing's being done. And you're right. There could very well be a terrible incident. I hope there's not, with infants not being properly fed. And it's it is horrible. Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian and Steve. This is John in Wellington.
Hey, John.
Hey, John.
Good morning. They don't do anything about these crises because they're the ones that create the crises. For some unknown reason, they want the economy to be bad. They want inflation to be high, and they want it to be a lack of baby formula.
Well, what happened here, okay, is that two things happened, okay? The shortage is not because of this recall at this one facility. That's a cover story. I saw the facility on TV. It's a tiny little building. You're telling me America makes its baby formula in this tiny little building? It's because of the purchasing of the baby formula for the illegal babies, And I don't think they realized, because these Biden people, the ones that are straight and have babies, have nannies that do all this stuff. I don't think they realize the difference between liquid and powdered formula, and that so many children can't take the powdered formula. I just think they thought to themselves, they'll buy the powder. That's okay. They don't. No.
I'm waiting for some reporter to talk to Mayor Pete or Vice President Biden. Yes, I said Vice President.
Yeah. Because he comes from Congress. You know, Vice President's a great title for him because he's a president with a lot of vices. All right, don't you think? He's got them all. Thanks a lot, John in Wellington. You know, he comes from Congress. Everyone from Congress is a do-nothing. All they do is vote yay and nay.
Mayor Pete is a really interesting case. He's very, very glib. And he's one of those people, if you listen to him speak and you focus in on what he's saying, really focus on it, you follow it word by word, you'll find that by the time he gets to the end of a paragraph, he's making no sense.
Yeah.
Sounds right. You know, it all hangs together. If you don't listen to it and pay attention too fast, too closely, but it doesn't. If you really listen, it doesn't really. He's not saying anything.
No.
Unbelievably, glib is the word for it. Sounds like impressive if you just kind of.
I just mentioned
and
it,
and it kind of lulls you into a sense of complacency, but there's no content.
Yeah.
At all.
You know what it's like? He's got a hypnotic ability. He puts you to sleep with his monotone voice, and people get hypnotized and they don't realize that he said nothing.
Very special word for people that have.
Yep. Glib. You know what he reminds me of? Without the smooth part, Mark Scheinbaum. Remember Marcolepsy?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, I played this early in the show, but I wanted to play this for you. He was on one of the Sunday shows, Mayor Pete, and he was asked about the baby formula crisis.
I want to ask you a little bit on a personal note.
Try to follow what he says.
Baby formula shortage nationwide that's been ongoing now for months. You have infants at home. Do you have problems getting hold of formula?
Yeah, this is very personal for us. We got 2 9-month-old children. Baby formula is a very big...
Okay, now, by the way, at 9 months, babies are now on solid food. They're eating the baby food out of the little bottles. They're eating bananas. They're eating ice cream, maybe a little chocolate.
Oh, why to be...
Yeah, formula is not their primary source of food at 9 months. It's a supplement at that point. But
Is getting hold of formula?
Yeah, this is very personal for us. We got 2 9-month-old children. Baby formula is a very big part of our lives, and like milk.
No, it's not. If he was actually taking care of the babies, he would know that. He probably has a nanny.
We've been rooting around stores.
That's a male nanny.
In touch with relatives in other places where they don't have the same shortages to see.
Okay, now this part here I love, Steve. He says that he and his husband have been driving around the stores looking for formula. Does anyone believe that Mayor Pete's been driving around with his husband looking for formula? I know who believes that.
It's a bike to work.
Exactly.
Formula is a very big part of our lives, and like millions of Americans, we've been rooting around stores, checking online, getting in touch with relatives in other places where they don't have the same shortages to see what they can send over.
Okay, so now he's got relatives that are in areas without shortages, and they're sending him formula. I'd like to know where those relatives live, because I thought there was a shortage everywhere, so we can know where to drive to get food for our babies in this country.
Over. And we figured it out. We're all set, at least for now, but I think about what that would be like. If you're a shift worker with 2 jobs, maybe you don't have a car, you literally don't have the time or the money to be going from store to store. That's why this is such a serious issue, and that's why it's getting attention at the highest levels.
Okay, I love that. The highest levels. They're getting they got the attention of the highest levels, Steve, but the highest levels, what are they doing about it? Once it has their... He's the highest level, you know?
Know it.
Exactly. The highest levels know about it. Well, but, he's a sicko. He is a sicko. He doesn't know how stupid he is. He thinks he's another. He thinks he's another historical figure. He's the first openly gay cabinet official, when everyone knows it was Janet Reno was the first openly gay cabinet official. But oh my God, that's something. Well,
in this administration.
Yeah, maybe everybody should write gay on their applications, because that seems to be how to get jobs.
Points for them.
Yeah. Gay. You're hired. You're hired. Oh my goodness. Well, we're out of time. You want to sign us off?
Go, you do it.
All right, I want to sign us off. Well, listen, it feels like Monday, but it's Tuesday because we were not here live yesterday. But we'll be back tomorrow at 6 a.m. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here. Yeah. And there's another one to watch too, a big one tonight. Madison Cawthorn, his primary. That's a shaky. Trump came out and supported Madison Cawthorn yesterday. So Madison Cawthorn and Dr. Oz. Yes, that's what we'll be talking about tomorrow. All right, everyone. We'll see you then. 6 a.m. Wednesday morning. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you then. Have a great day.
Brian Craig here with a huge announcement from the Thomas Edison of sleep.
Oh,
the
man.
inventor of the...
Well, listen, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe. Everyone else, please like the video before you go. Oh, man, the show flew by today. Yeah, these I'll be taking home today. My pillow sheets. These are buy one, get one free with our promo code Kane. They come in a nice package, too, don't they? We got 2 of them. Hold on.
WNN Pompano Beach, 1470 AM, 95.3 in Boca, 96.9 in Lauderdale. The talk of South Florida.
All right, guys. Hey, listen. Again, thanks for watching. Make sure you like the video. I will see you soon. Thanks for watching.